Good evening, everybody. What's going on, people? Everyone's in the house ready for some footy, ready to watch the Italy versus Spain semi-final, the first one. And I'm welcomed by Ebony and Vinci. What's going on, guys?
Yeah, what's going on, family?
What's up, peeps?
Looking forward to hopefully my team getting to the final, man. It's been a nice little revolution Mancini started.
So who are we cheering for tonight? Are we cheering for Italy or are we cheering for Spain?
Italy.
I think Italian. So when it comes to football, everything's Italian. It's Italian.
I think we got a Spanish supporter down there in Neomis. Vinci and Ebony are going for Italy.
I think Neomis is the ref.
Yeah, I'm going to have to be the odd man out and go to Spain because Spain are not as strong as Italy. And if, with Spain in the final, I think England would have a much better chance.
See, I want an actual match in the final. That's why I'm rooting Italy on.
Oh, yeah.
If England get to the final,
I would love a Ukraine final.
If England get to the final and Italy get to the final, Italy will win.
I think so as well.
Yeah, same.
I think so as well. I would like a final like the Ukraine where England win 4-0.
You know what? I think this England team has got a lot of positivity through it. So, they're hard. I think their hardest game is probably tomorrow, because if they get to the final, I think they'll rise to the occasion. But nerves is where it can happen against Denmark, and they're a tough team. Both Italy and Spain for me are gettable with the England setup. And again, Spain are new. They're starting. It's their younger squad. Italy, they don't have Spinazzola, so everything leads. If England can get past, for me, Denmark, they should have a good confidence for the final. For me, say.
Yeah.
I just love the delivery of the ball in a small little motor car. It's just so cute.
Excellent.
Yeah, I love it. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's a nice
It's the same thing if in the Olympics as well. I think they normally bring like the shot puts and the discus.
Shot put and the discus, mad. Hold on, guys. I'm just checking a few things here to make sure. Wow, my subscribers have just gone up 120 in the last week, which is nice. Hello to all of you new subscribers. What's going on, people? Big up to you. Big up to everybody in the chat room. Big up to William back, my friend from Hagerstown in Maryland, in the US. How you doing, Will? Good to see you, mate. We've got, it says no way. We've got Philman, who thinks it's going to be Italy. Kuke is also going for Italy. Big shout out to you guys. Let me know, everybody in the chat, where you think this game is going to go. It looks like we've got an actual car delivering a football on the pitch.
Yeah.
We've got a car delivering. I don't know whether that's an advert for electric cars or not. I don't know. Very interesting. I've never seen that before.
The one thing I will say is that I like gadgets and toys like that. I'll take one of them. I would. I'd take one of them. Like, have them around the house, especially like on the ground floor. Have people tell people, I'll just put my dinner on it and drive it to me. I mean, it's great.
Yeah,
I got to rate the guy who's controlling that car, because man, I know if it was me, some of those players would have been taken out. Proper smooth with his driving.
Get some injuries before kickoff.
Yeah, it's. I got a rating for that.
Okay, Italy are pushing forward at the moment.
Right. Okay. So,
run out of play.
Neomis, I'm just letting you know, Ebony's been a bit naughty because we told her to peg it back because me and Vinci are both on iPlayer. So I'm on 30. I'm on 40 seconds now.
I'm on 155.
Oh, Taras.
All right. Yeah, I'm the same. I'm like 2 seconds behind you. Yeah.
I don't mind, man. You know, I mean, I'm upstairs, so.
The girl just blow it up tonight.
Just enjoy.
Okay.
Like, do we all still think England's going to get to the final?
Maybe.
Tough game tomorrow.
It is going to be a tough game, but you know what it is, right? Denmark's got to score against England. That's where they're worried. I think they are mighty confident in being able to hold England to at least a goal. But if Denmark don't score, then they're out. And England's defense and their midfield is impeccable. We know Declan Rice and Phillips is going to start, and those two are just balling right now. And I think that's where Denmark's problem is. If Denmark are going to, it's going to be a tight game. It's going to be one of those 0-0 games because Denmark are not going to commit too much men forward. Because if they go a goal down, it's over. So
you think that Denmark's very defensive?
Yeah,
oh my God. Italy just hit the post, people. Like, seriously, counter-attack. Oh my God. It comes down from Emerson, the Chelsea left-back, puts in a through ball to, I don't even know who that is up front.
Ooh.
Was it Chiesa? Chiesa. Oh, just the whip he gets on that.
If that was a little bit more, that would have been
Is it Barella?
Is it Barella? Man. Yeah, Barella is a bad man as well. See, for me, the thing is, the two teams with the best defense, I'd say, is Denmark and Italy, and that's the ones who can really cause England problems. But I think it's nerves for England. If they can manage that and manage the game as they've done it, you know, they're in with a chance, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They can't just look at...
Phillips changed his mind. He's gone 99% for Spain. Yep, and I'm probably where you guys are now, where the goalkeepers come out.
Yeah, and it's to sit the post.
Yeah. Kuke said Ebony gets hyped when they score.
When who scores? When who scores?
I don't know. When who scores, Kuke. And Filmer says, I'm going to leave because I want to see the game. Yeah, we're watching the game here as well, bro. So if you want to keep us company, you're more than welcome. That was really close right there.
Yeah, it was offside. I'm going to score the replay now. I'm on 3 minutes 10. So I think I'm way behind you guys.
You are. You're over a minute behind.
I may go downstairs. I don't know how I'm going to do this.
Well, I'm on 3:45, so you're with me, aren't you?
Yeah, you're a minute and 10 seconds behind me and this.
This is
unfortunately, if I went in the front room, then I'd have to close down my stream and join you guys on my phone, which means I wouldn't be able to manage any of the traffic and the comments coming in. Kuke says when anyone scores.
I might go on my phone and see what's going on there.
It depends. It really depends.
Wow. I mean, wow, that was close. Good game so far, man.
So I'm on 4:50, just not 5 minutes. How far is that?
That's far because I'm on 4:25.
Yeah, you're now 30 seconds behind us.
Yeah.
Okay,
we're on 5:42.
Yeah.
Well, I got my big screen, my Xbox here right next to me, which is showing me BBC iPlayer, so I'm pretty good at the moment.
Okay, so Spain are attacking right now.
Yeah, I mean Spain look pretty. Oh, look at that.
Yep.
The thing is, Spain are supposed to be the flashy, quick ball moving, fluid side.
They are.
And we're seeing Italy being like that, just switching it on and dominating right now.
I mean,
go on, man. No, you go.
No, I was going to say that both sides are pretty much equal. The problem is that both sides just really lack like a striker, like a clinical striker that you know is going to guarantee them goals. But their defense and their build-up play are good. And I think whoever it is will give England problems.
You see, the thing with Italy, people are expecting Italy to play the traditional Italian pace of game, and Mancini he's just changed it up. He's gone back to the proper old Sampdoria. If you remember back in the day, Sampdoria played with pace. They moved the ball with pace, and that's the way where it's like it's surprising teams. It will surprise Spain because Spain are very methodical in their build-up. That's why, for me, and Naomi was saying, it will be a good matchup to actually see England v Italy because they will both move the ball at pace. It will be a good game to watch, and it should bring out the best of England because England's pacey players are on form. You look at Sterling, you look at Sancho. These guys will cause problems for Italy, whilst Italy will still also cause problems for England by getting behind them with their intelligent play.
So let's say our shout outs at the moment. Big shout out to everybody out there on YouTube. YouTube massive in the house. Big shout out to everybody in #101. And big shout out to everybody on the Footy Banter page
Cancelling
on
each other
Facebook.
out.
What's that?
They're cancelling each other out.
Literally, yeah. G says, tough one to predict. Italy have been the best team of the tournament. Spain have improved throughout the rounds. Italy could go all the way. I think if England qualify, I'd rather face Spain. Go USA.
Apollo, just letting you know, being sports is actually ahead of the iPlayer.
Wait,
Oh, wow.
is Wenger on there? I love to hear what he has to say.
Well, it will be a close match between the two teams. Yeah. I love you, Wenger.
8:10. That's the time I got. 8:10, 8:12 now.
8:12. I'm on 7:45.
You're like 1 minute and 40 seconds behind.
Who, me?
No. Vinci.
Yeah, 8:24.
Yeah, I'm 8 minutes at the moment. So I'm only 20 seconds behind Vinci and a minute and a half behind you lot. So it's not too bad.
They're
It's not too
literally
bad.
each other out.
Actually, I just realized this isn't a monitor I use for my Xbox, it's a TV. So actually, shouldn't I just be able to go to channel?
You might as well go BBC One.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I don't know if that will work though.
Yeah, I've gone on my phone. I'm on 9:10 now. So I'm quicker on my phone than on the tablet.
You're not too far behind. Oh.
Right, bear with me, guys. 1 minute. I might cut this.
What's your guys' thoughts on England if they have to take penalties? If they've got good penalty takers?
Who are the best penalty takers in England? Sterling is one of them.
Just let Harry Kane take all of them.
Kane, yeah.
Kane.
I don't think England are going to be great at taking them. If you want me to, like after the 5, I think that's when they're going to have a streak.
You give me 5 of that.
Yeah, when they start getting to 6, 7, and onwards, that's when we can see like who are they going to blame this time.
Man's talking about blame already.
Let me tell you what's going to happen. If it goes to penalties and England lose on penalties, all the black players will get grief, racist grief. Trust me.
Oh, just don't let them miss one.
Then you'll see black players' faces on the front page of every newspaper.
Villains of the peace. They're the real problems.
I can't get this. Let me try this one. Yeah, it's not gonna work, you know. It's not gonna work. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it as it is because I can still see the game. BBC iPlayer, no Brazilian Butts website.
Can you use your phone?
I'd rather not because the screen's too small. I want to enjoy it. The phone's like 6 inches and the TV's 30 inches. So,
do you have a tablet?
I do. It's upstairs in my bedroom. And I've got my laptop here as well. My PC screen is 26 inches. So I have the dual screen going on. I've got you lot in here and then I've got the match stats here as well.
Oh, come on. That's not even a foul.
He doesn't even go down.
I'm just sending a message in private chat as to what I use.
I tell you, Busquets is going down, man. I've tried that before on the phone, and you know, I've only just recently deleted it because Spitfire got me onto that. Jay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Jay got me onto that. But
I know you fell asleep. It's like, how can he?
What?
I know.
What's going on?
Spain.
Guys,
I don't know
commentary,
what-
please. Commentary, please.
I don't know
What's
what the
going on?
Spanish player was doing, but threw
But
ball into the striker. He controls it, and he just stands there. He's right in front of goal.
It's all he needs to do once he controlled it is turn, shoot.
Yeah, he just went a bit too. He just went a bit ahead of him. He just wasn't expecting it. He was there, but he didn't expect it. Why be there?
For me, guys, this game is all about how the Italians look after Busquets. If they take care of him, if Busquets gets taken care of and handled in the midfields, Spain cannot win this game. Morata's done. No, I don't even know. What is Morata actually playing? Let me check.
No, he's on the bench.
I'm not surprised because he's trash, man.
What,
He's
Morata?
proper trash. Yeah, Morata's trash,
He's
man.
played well, but he hasn't really. I mean, he's hit the target, but
He just isn't clinical enough.
I
Not to
saw
lead the Spain line. You just saw it.
Yeah, I saw what you guys were talking about now. That was a Mr. Bean moment. I think he looked like he went too early. And
Yeah,
the
he just
ball
went too
got
early. He
left
just didn't expect
behind.
it. Yeah.
What was that ball from Pedri?
actually, when you see it in slow motion, you can actually see the ball was a little bit behind him, and he was too far. Yeah, okay.
Well, that's
But you know when you're watching
I
it,
don't even pronounce the guy's name. Is it Yazabo?
Ovazbal.
I think it is Yazabo.
Oizabal. Good pass.
I mean, it was Petri that teed him up. Great ball there from Petri.
Here we go with Spain on the attack.
Oh my God! What a skill!
But this is what I'm saying. I know there's no goals because if there was, you lot would have been balling already.
No,
But I'm
it's
just
the
saying-
build-up play is fantastic.
Yeah, from Spain. That's what I'm saying. It's Busquets. Busquets is in, and the thing is, Pedri is having a good game as well. They've got ballers. They've got ballers.
This boy, was it Ferran Torres? Like,
Yeah.
I know was a Man City player, but this is a guy Arteta needs to be talking about. Like, go talk to Pep, ask if we can borrow him for a season.
Yeah, we
I'm sure
want
he
some
can
Man
play the
City
number.
rejects.
Yeah, I'm sure he can play in the number 10. Can play out wide. Like, he'd be brilliant.
Yeah, we want some Man City rejects. All day long, I'll take them. Thank you very much.
At the end of that.
Yep.
No, great skill there. Great skill.
That was a good ball, but there was no one to get to the end of that. No, sorry, that this is an Italian kick.
There are clearly England fans in the stadium because I hear the chant, "It's coming home."
Oh, please.
So, what's it? I mean, Spain are dominating the game right now.
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me because Spain are moving the ball well. They're using Pedri and Busquets in the pivot. Italy can't. And look, no fault of Italy. When the ball is being moved like that, it's too quick to defend. And right now, Spain's movement is what's winning this game right now.
Yeah.
We have to remember, guys, Spain's had 75% possession in the first 10 minutes of this game. And if we look back, I think if we look back in the first 3 games, they average more than 70% possession.
They're the number one possession team in the tournament, so they're going to have the ball.
And we know the style because we know Man City. We know the style. We know Barcelona. We know we know what they're doing. And if Italy don't close them down, which I mean, right now, I mean, you can see Italy's midfield is trying to close them down, but the ball's moving too fast.
Yep. No.
I'm watching a game on Ebony's Mirror.
Yeah, you can see it as well.
Ooh.
We need to just widen it
I
up.
like it.
He's gonna zoom in. He's gonna zoom in.
Perfect angle.
Yeah.
Perfect angle.
But
Italy are just, for me right now, although they're cancelling each other out, Italy are chasing the game at the moment. And that's not what you want to see. They've got a free kick now. But it's almost as if they're chasing the game.
But you know,
Even
I
though
think
it's 0-0.
Apollo hit the nail on the head. Like exactly what he said was going on. Spain are controlling it. Italy are chasing. They're trying to press in that midfield and hoping for some luck. Let's see what happens.
The free kick.
18 says, "Can I see her, Mero?" No, you can't. Behave yourself. And G says,
My
Busquets is
God.
getting the ball a lot in the for the. Yeah, he's getting. Look, I said it 5 minutes ago. If Busquets gets the ball in the pivot and starts to dictate the attack, it's going to be a long day for Italy.
I'm not nervous right now. I don't mind Spain having the ball right now.
But remember, Spain's got a lot of deficiencies, but the biggest problem with Spain is the system works. It's just that their players, the senior players, have retired. So this is like Spain light.
Yeah, I just want the game open. When the game becomes open, then you see a better Italy because they move the ball quick. They just move it quick. Go for it, Ebs.
Italy will just counter.
Yeah.
Because Spain's too fast for them right now, so I think they're gonna counter.
I think the best way to counter is to suck them in and get them on a counter attack. The only problem is that only works when a team can, when you win the ball. Italy can't get nowhere near Pedri and Busquets.
Right now, I'm just seeing Italy just chasing shadows, man.
Yeah.
They're in complete control. And then they lose the ball, and this is the only time. But wow, could you imagine England going up against the Spain team right now?
No,
because
England would lose to Spain. England would lose to the way if Spain play England in the final. The way they're playing now, England will lose.
I mean, guys, like I said, Spain's formula is tried and tested. They remember Spain are the champions. Their system's tried and tested. The only problem is they have a wealth of players who was on the team when they won the Euros who have retired. And the players that they've got now are good players, but they're not great players. And I think that's why this Spanish team can be had.
I'm the type of fan.
Sorry, go on.
I'm the type of football fan where I like challenges. I like to test myself against the best teams. So, I don't look at. I'm not fearful if as an England fan to play Spain. It's a case of are we playing our football? Are we doing it well? If we can do that, then we can cause them problems. And England have that. This is the best England team I've seen probably since Capello was coach.
What? Guys, commentary, guys.
What is going on?
You explain it better than me.
I mean, Italy win the ball in midfield. Build up play starts on the left. Goalkeeper comes out second time. They cut back, and at a time when they should try to take the shot towards goal to shoot, they just choose not to. But then Spanish players get back so much that they press them and then they lose the ball.
That's because you got a guy like Immobile. He annoys me. Because he holds the ball up. He gets the ball there. He should have known that Barella was right beside him.
If he'd have just flicked it and then just shoot the ball.
Exactly.
Just take the shot.
By the time he's finished faffing around and turning around, you've got like the Spanish players back into defend it.
Because he did that the whole game against in the last game against Belgium, which was annoying me. Immobile. That's what I'm saying. You see how Italy moved that ball? Those little 1-2 triangles, bang.
Yeah.
Right through. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not worried about that side of the game because that feeds into how Italy want to play the ball right now. And we've seen Spain be very disjointed in a lot of games this year, this tournament, when teams just run at them. Very disjointed.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, big shout out to my big shout out to my son Casey in the house. Casey just chilling in the front room. What's going on, Casey? And Kuke saying that's Apollo's son, Casey. Yeah, it is. Yo, Casey. Yo.
Big up, Kay. What's going on? Who do you want to win tonight, Kay?
Casey would probably go Spain all the way. But mind you, he has been to Italy's and enjoyed himself there, but he likes Spain more. I mean, Spain has just got the tactics right at the moment. Italy need to come up with a plan B, otherwise it's going to be a long day. I don't think Italy was looking for the game to be like this because, like I said, the quality in the Spanish team are the only thing that they're missing, but the system works. The tactic, the system, everything works. It's just that you guys saw what happened on 2 occasions. The ball has been put through in the penalty area, and they just fluff their lines. Unfortunately, it's because they don't have quality players.
Have you noticed the difference in Italy's play without Spinazzola and the overlap? Have you noticed that's glaring? But this is where you're seeing the Chiellini and Bonucci moving the ball from deep. They're playing long balls to counteract what Spinazzola would normally add to the game. Yeah,
I mean, for me, just looking at it now, Simon needs to really pick his game up. He's been off the pace in the early parts of this game. His judgment is poor. I mean, he rushes out of his goal, and the ball's played across. And Barella really should have done better with the shot.
I 100% blame Immobile right there. And that's the other thing.
The referee's just letting them play on.
Verratti in midfield does a lot of that holding on and looking for free kicks, which slows down the Italian ball movement.
You know, I've just realised I've got no munchies here. Andy, what's going on, bro?
How you doing? All right.
Yeah, not too bad. We've been tactically breaking down the game, and Pedro and Busquets is running the show in the midfield, and they've been doing that for 3 or 4 games in this whole tournament. The Italians don't have anything to counter it.
Shot just coming from Spain, first shot on goal.
I'm actually by that Italian goalkeeper top, man. Looking nice in yellow.
Sorry, what's that, Andy? What's your thoughts on the game so far?
Yeah, I've only seen about 10 minutes of it. I've just generally, I really like Pedri and Dani Olmo for Spain. Yeah. I think Pedri's top class, and even though he's only 18, and I like Olmo. Everything tends to go through Busquets as per usual. The Italians, I cannot believe that chance the Italians just had now, and that nobody got a shot away on an empty goal.
Yeah, and the one where the ball was played into him, and his first touch let him down, and the ball lagged behind him.
Yeah, but I mean that one, they were away. He knocked the ball sideways away from the keeper, and it was one of the other 2 players had to get a shot in, even if they, try to turn and beat defenders. As soon as you know that goal's empty, you've just got to try and get the ball somewhere near the goal.
That's a great save. Italian goalkeeper just made a fantastic save there.
Yeah, the shot by Dani Olmo.
You gotta think that a goal is coming for Spain right now.
I mean, goal could be coming from both sides. I mean, if both sides are just more clinical, it would probably be 2-2 right now.
The Italians are being far more cautious in this game than they have in other games.
Yeah.
But
Andy.
Sorry?
You're right. I'm saying no.
Oh, sorry. Hi. How you doing?
Yeah, what's going on, bro? You good?
Wow, and this is end-to-end entertainment, guys. It's breathless. Curved. Good evening to you, my brother. Curved is saying, evening all. My second team is now Crystal Palace. Good luck, Patrick Vieira. That's the third time. It's the third person that said that to me today.
Yeah, Palace has always been my second team. I was born just around the corner from the ground.
I live not too far.
Yeah, so Croydon.
From Thornton Heath.
Yeah, Thornton Heath. Big up.
Oh, God.
I was in Norbury. 30 years in Norbury I had.
Norbury. Oh, my God. Down the A23.
That bit of South London that, if you drive through it, you don't even know it's Norbury.
Yeah.
Andy, I was going to talk to you about Emma retiring from the fourth round match today, but I'm so depressed with it. Do you know the most she's ever made from tennis in her career is 29,000, and she's made just under 200 grand in this tournament. Imagine that. 20. That's the British girl. Yeah. They're not.
Yeah, I mean, it's
penalty, is it?
No.
These things happen. I mean, I was a bit shocked with the scheduling because sometimes obviously Manic Monday you normally have everyone has to play, so it's like a men's game could go 5 sets. So to put a young girl on in after a match like that, not to say obviously you don't know it's going to go that way, but it's
I think you'll find the reason they did it, because they did it with Murray both times as well, where he ended up going under the roof, that they know the British audiences are going to come home from work around 5:30, 6 o'clock.
True, yeah.
And for the TV audiences, they know they'll get bigger ratings if she's on late in the evening, basically. I think that's got a lot to do with it.
Yeah,
but Andy, how much? She's 18 years old. She's earned 29 grand in her whole career. She gets 200 grand for Wimbledon. What is her career going to look like now? She's got that 200 grand. Will she be a normal name across the ATP course? Will she be across the circuit now more commonly?
It's the first Grand Slam she's played in. So, I mean, she's still got work to do on the tour. I mean, she was like, before the tournament, she was like something like 338 in the world or something.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, she wasn't a regular on the ATP tour or anything. She got in. Oh, was it a wild card entry? I think.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Which is a system that works, by the way.
Sorry,
it's a system that works well.
It's good because other countries do it when they're hosting tournaments. There's nothing wrong with that because the home fans want to see their home talent. That's good, and we wouldn't have known about her if she didn't get a wild card. She's obviously she's got immense talent. I watched the third round match. She was sensational, and she played very well for almost all the first set last night as well. But I think it just made a slight bit of inexperience cost her that first set. And then it seemed to me that she had a panic attack. That's what it seems to me.
Oh, okay.
That's what McEnroe said. McEnroe said that she had a panic attack.
Wow. Andy, I think the thing you got to look at is when you look at her game, and a lot of these British youngsters, when they're young and they burst on the scene, you got to think, okay, can they only play at Wimbledon? Can they only play in grass, or is their game transferable to clay and hard court? And she seems, with her talent and her movement, she seems very adept to have a game that should be able to transfer onto multiple services. So I'm looking forward to, I'm a big tennis fan, so I'm looking forward to seeing how she matures in that regard.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how she moves on from here. But I think she's certainly got the talent to do it. I don't think you achieve what she did this week from nowhere, last week from nowhere, if you haven't got the talent. But we've seen very good performance before, the likes of Laura Robson and Heather Watson and people like that. They've looked fantastic for a little while, but they've not really gone on to Hannah Conter and people like that. They haven't gone on to really dominate in any great degree. So
I think you're right with Konta. I think Konta's the standout one because she's got a game that, and she's shown wherever she plays. Yes, sometimes it's some mental frailties in certain parts of the game which lets her down, but she's got a game that is transferable. So, and she has pushed quite high up in the rankings, and
yes, she has done.
She got to the. Did she win it or the semis? She got to the Olympics.
Finals of Wimbledon.
Konta. So yeah, it's again, it's the ground strokes. Whether you've got the ground stroke movement,
and hasn't really progressed from there.
Wow. Curve says she fell apart emotionally, and he says she has to qualify like any other player. Yeah, I guess that's true. Kuke says
she may not be in any other tournaments for quite a while.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, because she's 200 grams just like, obviously she's got to pay her taxes on that on earnings, but it's still a lot of money for someone who's just sort of entered her first Grand Slam. Curve is saying, looking healthy, Apollo. I'm getting there, bro. I just had a few meetings. Yesterday I saw my consultant, and today I just saw my occupational health for work. So it'll give me a good timeline of when I'm going to get back to work, and they still don't think I'm strong enough. They don't think I've got the stamina. So yeah, but I'm getting there, man. All else accountable, I'm doing well, and I'm on the up curve. So that's good news. I wish I was like Vinci and Andy, who's in the panel. Both of them were bulletproof when it came to COVID, especially Andy. Andy had COVID and he was back to work Monday morning, 9 o'clock.
Well, I went back to work and I fell ill the day I went back, so I had to have another week off, and then I went back. I was all right.
Wow.
Hard stuff, man. That's good.
I was rushed to hospital, man. It was life and death situation for me.
You've done remarkably well from where you were.
For real, mate. For real. Kuke says, I'm not sure if England can beat either of these teams. And G says, I hate to say, but if England get through to the final, the pace that Spain or Italy will play at would be too much for the pedestrian England side. If England try to match their opponent's pace, they will be tired and leggy before half time. Whoa.
Well, I agree that they move the ball probably slightly more slicker than we do, but I still think the Wembley crowd will be a big factor in England, in England's favour, and also I suspect that if we do get to the final against either of these sides, which I expect us to, I suspect that Southgate will play it fairly cautiously for 45 minutes to an hour, and allow them hopefully to, pace themselves out a bit, and then save up the likes of Grealish and Foden for a late onslaught if we need it.
So here's a question: what's the situation on the yellow cards for England with the players?
They're fine. There is
clear.
Where we've got a full squad to choose from, and the cards were wiped at the end of the last game. So the only way you can miss the final if you get there is if you get sent off tomorrow.
Okay.
No, nobody's on a yellow card going into the semi.
That's good.
Yeah, it looks like guys, De Lorenzo. It looks like he's on a final warning when he just fouled Torres over on the left. The referee looks like he's not having any of it. It's his third strike. Yeah, it's giving him. He's reprimanded him, and that's it. If he keeps on going, he's going to go in his book. He's not having any of it.
Did he get a yellow early?
No, it's his third foul. He's let him off. He's just come over to say, look, no more, mate. Any more, and you're going in your book. Curve is saying only Apollo would bring up the Gyal taxes. Hey, people go to jail for not paying the taxes, my brother. Ask Donald Trump's CEO, man, for Trump World. She won't need to use all that money. She'll get, now she's had the exposure at Wimbledon, she'll get sponsorship. Yeah. And Curved, 18 saying, for real, Curved, he gives me so much stick about how beautiful Ebony is. Oh, come on. I'm not that hard on you, 18. Yeah. I think you've told her enough how beautiful she is. So she gets it, yeah? She gets it.
Thank you, 18. Thank you.
Oh, well. Yeah, we get all sorts on here, Andy. we get all sorts.
I've stopped the Tinder by accident.
Hey, listen, you know what it is? She's too lucky. Nobody tells us how nice we look.
Yeah, I know. Never. Not a great smile, no nothing.
God. And we got plenty girls that come up in here and watch this stream. Oh, dear.
Maybe they're too shy because you've all got girlfriends and wives.
Yeah, because they know my wife would probably slap them sideways.
I'm not complaining. That's why I said nothing, because you know what?
Lisa,
This is on live on YouTube, so it can be watched back. So please, like a happy home.
Yeah, Lisa don't play.
Like a happy home.
Man, guys, so it hasn't really changed much. Again, Spain coming forward again, just dominating the game in the midfield. I think Italy had a good spell there over the last 10 minutes. But the problem is, if you don't break this chain of precision and comfortable, I mean, this is what Arsenal are lacking. When we talk about keeping the ball in the midfield, don't lose the ball, play that possessional type football, move it up the field at speed or move it up the field in a slow pace with your movement, trying to twist the defense sideways. Arsenal just ain't doing that. And that's the reason why we're seeing so much changes to the midfield. But it's not easy to defend. I mean, right now, Barcelona are only where they are because all those players like Iniesta and that have retired. But look how poor Barcelona is right now. And I think Spain is a reflection of how Barcelona has been struggling. Spain.
Are you behind us again, Apollo?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm way behind you guys. Remember, I'm not on a live stream because I'm in my office, so I have to watch it on iPlayer. So okay. I'm on 38 minutes and 10 seconds.
Well over the bar.
Okay, yeah. Spain have just had a good attack, but the shot was like 100 yards over the bar.
The shooting is terrible. This whole game.
It should be coming towards your house right about now. Apollo, that shot.
Not even row Z, row double Z.
But see, this is the whole Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund, and Germany national team thing. When those two teams were lights out in Europe, Germany was winning World Cups. With Spain winning World Cups and Euros, Barcelona was at the height of their game. Now, when you look at Barcelona, they're not that great and they're struggling. And then you see what
anyone in the squad.
Oh, I mean, look at the finishing has been atrocious. The front three for Spain are just awful.
This is why I think England have a chance, because I don't see either of these teams putting us out of the game. Like maybe they'll get 1-0 up, maybe 2, but I don't see these teams putting you away 2-3 like the French could if they were on song. I don't see either of these teams burying us, and I think we can score against these sides. So I still think England have got a good chance.
I think it's in spells in the games. I mean, when Italy are dominant and they're on top of teams, they're clinical, and that's when they tend to score their bunches of goals, and that's when it tends to kill off the game and force the other team to really then come out all guns blazing. So if they do capitalize, then that's when it blows the game wide open. But I do think Spain will always give you a chance. This tournament will always give you a chance because they're just not clinical. As I said, they don't have a potent striker. So
I think it's interesting that after Morata got that great goal in the other game, that he then chooses now to leave him out.
Well, they were saying in BBC that they probably left him out based on, he plays his club football in Italy, and
they know
him out.
Yeah, they'll know him. Canelli and Bonici will just wrap him up. So try and change it up.
Italy, no attempts on goal.
That is appalling.
So this Italian side that beat Belgium.
Yeah.
But they've lost that. I really think they missed that Spinazzola down the left-hand side. I mean, he's out for months now, isn't he?
Yeah, true.
Because he's been one of the players of the tournament, Spinazzola.
The food exploded. No, I'm here.
You hear Vincey calling his wife baby? Yeah, boy! Our real things we are going right now. Oh, God, look, these guys are throwing at us now. What is going on? Andy is gorgeous, says Curved. Apollo, you're beautiful, Apollo. Vincey is too good looking for YouTube. Hey, nothing about Neomis down there. What's going on?
Yeah, I know. I get nothing. You get nothing.
Cool K.
I'm getting off this stream.
Cool K saying Vincey is sharp and smooth, but Apollo must have got all the girls when he was at school. Ask Tony, he'll back me up. Oh, Lord. Curve says, Andy, are you optimistic for next season? 18 says, I've got a lot of respect for Andy. Spurs or not, he knows his stuff. And Apollo doesn't look like he's in his 50s. Oh, cheers, brother.
I'll be joining him this year.
I saw my school friend the other day, who is actually in Tony Cox's class. I spoke to him, Stephen. Big shout out if you're watching the stream. And he come up to my face. He goes, "Where's the grey, Apollo? Where's the grey?" I ain't got no grey hairs.
You're lucky.
All my friends are grey. I've got no grey hairs.
In answer to your question about whether I'm optimistic for next season,
yep.
I'll tell you after I've seen who we sign in close season.
But are you optimistic in Nuno?
Yeah.
Am I optimistic with what?
He's a good manager.
Do you have faith in Nuno?
Yes, I don't think it's a bad appointment.
Yeah, he's a good manager.
Yeah.
I think Nuno he's a sound. He's proven in the Premier League. I mean, he might not get us in the top four, but then we haven't got in the top four with Mourinho or Pochettino in the last 2 seasons. So that in itself isn't the biggest issue. We need to get ourselves back in the top four.
So I got to say something, Andy, and I've said this to you before. I mean, right, they are where they are because Jimenez got injured. He had that clash with David Luiz, so we get all of that. Yeah. But the season before, and actually running up to that game where they lost Jimenez, Wolves had the best record against the top 6 teams than any other team in the league.
If you ask Guardiola, they've given City the run around plenty of occasions the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Curve said, I can't spell the other guy's name, Neomis. Sorry, mate, you're cool.
Get off here, man. I get no love.
Vash says, prediction for tomorrow match, bro. And Cool K's also asking, what are the predictions for tomorrow? I think England will win 1-0. I think it would be a very slow, tactical, tight game. Nothing like this. I mean, this game right now is fantastic that we're watching. This is a game. This is end-to-end stuff. Italy's got the ball now, although they had the ball over a minute ago. I mean, look, they've just squared it. Oh,
he's hit the crossbar.
Andy, I was going to ask. I was going to ask. Do you think that Nunes, his style of play, suits the players that you have at Spurs, or do you think he's going to have to buy quite a few players to get that style?
I mean, if you believe the media, Paratici's put bids in for about 13,000 players in the last week. So, we've been linked with about 8 strikers, 15 defenders, 15 midfielder. I mean, it's just nonsense. But I mean,
Dana laugh at the Arsenal fan right about now.
I mean, the idea that they think Levy's going to be talking.
Okay, come on now.
What time is it? This ain't 9 o'clock yet, man. What's going on here?
Honestly, Cool K.
Listen, Andy's smiling because he knows some Jamaican, so don't take Andy for a fool. He knows his stuff. Oh God, Nunes. Nunes, I think, no, God, I can see it now. I can see the memes now.
Mama, you called me after what?
Oh, God, you give me joke, man. You give me joke. All right, so we've got half time. Let me just see what's going on. Here we go. We've got half time, guys. What a half it was. Italy have waited 45 minutes for their first shot on goal. So Emerson came up with the goods there. It's been a look. I think it's a close game. Spain have definitely dominated the midfield, but I think Italy, who've been known for their strong defense, have done their due diligence. We know they can defend well. With England, they probably have the best defense, and Denmark, as Vince has said. But I think Italy's got the best defense, although England are record breaking at the moment. But one can say, have England really faced anybody? Yes, they faced Germany, and Germany was scoring goals for fun.
Yeah, but this German side was poor.
I wouldn't say they were poor. I'd say they were average. I don't want to down talk England's success. That's why I'm giving Germany. Nobody gave England a chance in that game. Everybody thought Germany was going to win. They didn't. So big respect, kudos to England for that. But this game has been really entertaining. There's been little goal mouth action, but that's because, and I hate to say it, the quality of strikers in this game is not great.
Yep.
And Andy just said that's where England can overcome teams like this. I have to agree with him. Vincey, what's your thoughts on the first half so far? Let me go around the clock.
No, I think it's a good advert for football. This is what I want. I, as an Italian fan, I'm not worried at all about how the game's gone, because I've seen enough glimpses in the game to show that Italy can get behind Spain, even with their ball dominance. I just think it's going to be a case where who's going to get tired and erratic, who's going to lose shape, because that's where the other team will pounce, exploit, and then that whoever scores first, for me, I think is going to be in a very good position to win this game.
Ebony, what's your thoughts?
In the beginning, I'd say in the first 15 minutes, there was lots of cancelling each other out. But then Spain, as you said, they've won the battle in the middle of the park. Both teams have defended quite well. But then you've got to take into consideration that Italy have had 34% possession, Spain 66%. So, and that's actually quite poor in Italy's part. But to be fair to them, they've had to be fair to Spain, they've had a few chances, particularly where one of the players, I can't remember his name, had the opportunity to turn around and shoot, but then when you actually watch that in slow motion, the ball was actually too far behind for him to actually go back. But that happens. But it's been pretty good so far. It's been pretty close in the sense of the chances that Spain has had. Spain has had more chances. They've probably had about 3 or 4. Italy won. But yeah, I just think that, whoever wins will give England problems, especially since we're watching the ball being moved at a very high pace, which England might not be able to handle because England's moving pace isn't as fast as what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, it's just the quality up front has just been lacking. Yeah. Before I come to you, Neomis, Curve says, Andy, your new manager will immediately solidify Spurs formation. G says, thanks, Cool K. I'm going to use Nunny now, spelt the American Jamaican way. Actually, is it an I at the end? I don't know. I've always said it, but never spelt it. The G says, this is like watching a game of chess with lots of extravagant hand gestures. And Cool K says, bring back David Villa. He would have scored that. He would have scored all of those chances. The strikers are poor.
Yeah, I mean, as what's being said, it's not been clinical enough by either team.
Niamis.
Yeah, I've enjoyed the first half in terms of build-up play, but I think, like everyone has said, just a lack of quality up front. It's just made the game poor. But I mean, in regards to England, I think England would probably struggle the most against. I still think it would be Italy, because I think Italy will go
Really?
and I think because I think Italy will play similar tactics to England. They'll drop deep. It will be a dead rubber game. It'll go straight to extra time and penalties. While Spain, I think Spain will try to play. They'll play the Spain way, but England will still try to soak up the pressure, probably hit them on the counter attack, and score that way. And I think that's how England will beat Spain.
I mean, the thing is, Andy, when I look at the style, teams who play Man City, Barcelona, Spain, when you have 30% possession, you're chasing shadows for most of the game, and by the time the 60th, 70th, 80th minute comes, you're absolutely
that's not always
shattered.
true, though, Apollo. I mean, Leicester won the title with 34% possession.
Yeah, they did, but their tactics was a 4-4-2 counter attack. So,
but it was. But the point is that you can, if you're set up to play on the counter attack and you're happy to let the opposition have the ball, that doesn't mean to say you're necessarily getting knackered, because you're basically just playing in a low block. You're not running all over the pitch trying to do a high press and trying to get the ball back. You're sitting deep and letting teams pass in front of you. That's not necessarily very draining. In the same way as it might be if you only had 34% possession and you were trying to press to win the ball back all the time.
Yeah, because you need quality, though, Andy. I mean, you had a Mahrez, Maddison, and a Vardy. That's hard to deal with on the counter attack.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not knocking. I'm not saying that Leicester weren't a decent side. What I'm saying is that they did it with having just the stats alone to just say, well, they only had 35% possession. Well, as I was just pointing out, that lots of teams. I mean, Greece, Euro 2004. Greece won Euro 2004, winning 1-0 every game.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, I think you got to put it into perspective. Spain have had the most possession in the whole tournament, but they haven't blown teams away. So that's showing you that, as Andy said, is what you do with the ball in those pressure situations. And Italy are the best team. They can soak up. You can have the ball, and it's shown you can have the ball, but they can counter. They can counter if they take their chances. They can cause teams problems.
Yeah,
because Lewandowski or a Kane playing for Spain, they'd win this tournament without in a canter.
Yeah,
but they don't. But they haven't, and that's why teams have a chance against them. I mean, Croatia took them to extra time. Switzerland took them to penalties. You know, I mean, it's. So I just think that the Spanish are. To me, the Spaniards don't look great at the back. I mean, when Switzerland put them under aerial pressure, and the Croatians, Pau Torres looked horrendous. Garcia looks like really struggled. They don't like aerial pressure, but not all the teams in the tournament can play that way. If England were under pressure, we could put them under an aerial bombardment if we wanted to.
Yeah, I just heard Jurgen Klopp. I just heard Jurgen Klinsmann talking about Spain are playing with a false nine, and you can see the frailties of the false nine. We know, as Arsenal fans, we know all the frailties of a false nine. But you can see it right here in this game. If you're not getting the support from the wingers, and they're not coming in and cutting in to provide an extra presence into the box, then you're just really isolating the strikers, and it's a hit and hope. And that's what we're seeing in this game. We're seeing a lack of support in the box. We're seeing it all happening through the middle, and the ball's getting shot out towards the flanks. But when it comes to placing the ball in the middle or trying to get a through ball in there, you're hitting and hoping. And I think for Italy, from what I know about gap play and defending the channels, that's exactly what they're doing. Yes, you're taking it. Yes, it's a high risk. It's high risk, high reward, because all it takes is one quality ball to get through, and it will beat the trap. But they're playing their zones and gaps, and we're seeing a lot of passes intercepted here by a quality Italian defense. And right now, I can't wait for the second half because so much is going to happen in terms of who's going to be tired, who's going to make subs, who's going to change the system first. Are there going to be any formation changes? That wouldn't happen in the first half, but in the second half, we've got all of that to come.
I think you see a different Italy once Belotti comes on for Immobile and Locatelli comes for Verratti. That's when you see that Italy opens up, and it's like they will come at you. This is when it comes end to end, and Chiesa stays on. They'll hassle from the front, and then you'll see the possessions changing because Spain will then be under a lot of pressure.
I still believe Italy are going to win this game.
Yeah, me too.
Wow, you guys are
not worried. I'm not worried. Not worried.
Right, we could be looking at an Ali rope the dope here. Cool K says, spot on Apollo. Italy has great counter attack. 2, Pedri and Ferran have great ball knowledge. 3, Almo's finishing needs to improve. Great positioning and dedication, though. A Facebook user who's not put his name up, not signed the waiver. It's Rob, yeah. G says that as well. That is Rob. He says, I've tuned in at halftime, and all I've heard is that it's been poor clinically from the strikers. Got flashbacks and thought I was tuning into Arsenal commentary. The Curve says England can beat any opponent. They have a good combo of experience and youth. Yeah, we saw Germany start to back off from us. We saw the Ukrainians literally scared out of their wits of this England team. I think a lot of teams are scared of England. And 18 says, hi, Ebony's mum. Hi, Ebony's mum. It's a way for you there.
I was just going to touch on what you said earlier on, Apollo, about not taking away from England's performance against Germany. I do think Germany certain players did not play well for the whole tournament. Tony Cruz, you're looking at him and thinking, you know what, step up. You're in the centre of midfield. He didn't really step up. You had the likes of Goretzka, who really was the one who kind of saved and was dragged Germany through, but he was also coming back from injury. But again, as we've said before, the England midfield put the pressure on Germany and made them look ordinary. But going back to say, it's not taken away from the England performance. I don't think certain players in the German team really stood up who should have. And Cruz definitely was one of those.
Excellent. And we've got Nadia here. Nadia says to say, hi, Nadia, please. Hey, Nadia, what's going on, man? I hope you enjoy the game. Hope you're enjoying the commentary. Like and subscribe to the channel. And she says, I love you guys. We love you too, man. We love you too. Neomis, did you give your thoughts on the game's first half? I think you did.
Yeah. I think it's probably something has to change in order to get a winner out of this. So I think what Vinci said to probably bring on Belotti. I don't know what Spain are going to do because I don't know who they really have on the bench. What Morata for me? Yeah, he's a striker, but no. What they got? What Moreno? Like what other Spanish strikers are there that's out there? When you really think about it, who have they got? David Villa.
They've got Llorente. They've got Llorente.
But you know what? They've got Traore. They've got Traore in the bench. And they haven't used him.
Oh yeah.
They haven't used him. They have not used his pace at all.
Yeah.
Which Llorente are you talking about, Apollo?
They've got 2 Llorentes on there. I don't know. I'm just looking at their lineup.
Is that the one that was at Spurs, right?
Defender, isn't it?
Hold on a second. One of them is. Let me just try and share this so you guys can see what I'm saying.
I think one was at Spurs one season. They had him on loan for half a season.
That's Fernando Llorente. I don't think he's in the squad.
This is the substitutes for the game.
Yeah, he's in the squad.
Yeah, this is the substitutes. These guys are on the bench. I forgot about.
Yeah, but I don't think
though.
Llorente is not Fernando Llorente that played for Spurs.
It's
It's Diego, and the other one is Marcos.
Diego.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I weren't talking about Diego. I weren't talking about Diego. Marcos plays. The other one plays as an attacking midfielder. But Fabian Ruiz is there. Traore's there.
Yeah.
Traore,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
And if you
Well,
stop, you
like,
think
might do something.
you think how much pressure Italy were under when Belgium had that player, I've forgotten his name, who replaced and caused them so much problems in that game. You would think, well, maybe
Right,
you know
the
what?
one I could see causing them some problems.
Yeah, no,
Who's
they'll bring
who's
on
that, Andy?
Roberto.
But you remember, Italy have not had as much as difficult as matches as Spain have had to get to this point. So I think later in the game that could tell. But Italy have had a more comfortable path to get to where they are now. That Spain's extra times and penalties and things, that could start to wear on them late in the game.
Yeah, we've started.
Yeah, I've just on my screen they're not started yet. They're waiting for me to go in my front room and have a look at the score. Yeah, the second half has started back up. I wonder how England and Denmark would feel about these two sides so far. A couple of guys in the chat believe that we won't be able to really live with them, but I think that they're scared of England. I think both of these teams would be scared of England.
The problem is England's attack. Like, England have too many potential goals, like, in that squad, in the starting 11 on the bench.
It's the plan B. We just looked at Spain's bench and we were like, you know,
exactly.
we like. Well, you're gonna bring on Morata to win you a game? I don't think so.
You know, like,
Andy, we've got Sancho, Saka, Foden, Mount, Grealish. I mean, any one of those guys can win you a game. Take your pick.
Yep. Yeah. And
I think the thing with those players, if those players have to come on, is what impact does that do to the spine of and the shape of England? And that's where the other team capitalizes, because what you're seeing for me with Phillips and Declan Rice is an equivalent to Verratti in the midfield right now for Italy. Those two for England are playing outstanding football, and they're protecting the back four and breaking down plays.
Yeah, they're the best. They're the best midfield tandem in the tournament. They are the Petit Vieira or Gilberto Vieira. Call them what you want, but they are
keeping
the
them.
invisible wall.
England allowing England the control and allowing the players like Sterling and Saka when they were playing and Sancho to run, having the space and the confidence. You know what, guys, you can run at teams, and they're causing them problems in that way. But when those two aren't playing, that's where you got to start asking the questions, because can England withstand the onslaught that will come?
Yeah, Curve said Spain would resort to theatrics. Funny, we haven't seen much of that anymore. Hey, and isn't that the South American teams that do that? Cool K says, Andy, what Spurs' best ever midfield? Also, he's heard me say Arsenal's Invincibles and best midfielder tandem. And Andy has a question of what's Spurs' best midfielders. Yep.
Well, Hoddle has to be there. Gascoigne. But then you've also got Dave Mackay from the double winning side.
Oh, Dave, yeah, I remember him. Oh, Kuke says they had to have won something, Andy. Yeah, he just talked about a double winning side, you idiot.
Yeah. Hoddle won a few things. UEFA Cup, FA Cup.
yeah.
Yeah, for real. Curve says, I'm going to buy Apollo a TV for his office. This is a TV. I just don't have it plugged into an aerial. In my office, what I do is when I'm working or when I'm writing reviews, you guys know I write movie and TV reviews. When I video edit and do everything, I sit here and I do all my stuff on my PC. And in my spare time, I'll either watch Sky or I'll game on my Xbox or I'll do whatever on my television here. But the television's only plugged into the Xbox. It's not plugged into anywhere else. So, yeah, that's why I'm using it.
Dave Mackay and Danny Blanchflower, they were part of the first team in history to win the FA Cup and League double.
Ooh,
and the first team in history to win a British team to win a European trophy. So there's your history for you.
Blanchflower was one of the best midfielders in the league. Such a quality talent. Such a talent. Wow, what a name. That's a blast from the past. So, guys, it's opening 5 minutes in the second half. Spain are still just running at Italy. This is what concerns me about Italy. Look how... Oh, ball comes in the box. That's well defended. How much longer can Italy keep up with this pace of the game?
They're built for this.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure. We talk about the Italian league being slower, and the Spanish league is completely the opposite.
There's a new wave of Italian football coming on right now. You know, I watched the under-21s, and this is what I'm saying. Open football, you don't associate open football with Italy being comfortable. They pushed really and caused Portugal, who were the eventual winners, huge problems. So
the Italians are playing differently in this game.
Yeah.
The Italians are sitting deep. They've got the experience of Chiellini and the other one, Bonucci at the back. But they've got lots of very young, fresh players running around in midfield and up front. I don't think they're going to have a problem lasting the pace. I think the Spanish are more likely to tire, having been to extra time twice.
And remember, a lot of these Italian players didn't play a lot during their regular seasons, so they're fresh. Guys are fresh.
Curve says, where do you publish your reviews, Apollo? I'm a big film fan. But it's funny you ask that question, because under every single live stream and video that I upload on the Arsenal 101 channel, if you look in the description below, that has a link to my Facebook movies page. So if you click that link and like the page, you'll see all of what I think about sci-fi, superheroes, because I've got, let me see, I've got about 46 years experience of reading comics. So all that's on there. I just put the Chris Pratt film, which is Tomorrow War, on Amazon Prime.
That's a good film.
It's brilliant. I just put my review up on my page for that. So if you want to read my reviews, tell me what you think of the film and tell me what you think of my reviews. Give me good feedback on them, then that's great. I don't do much. Just what? Sorry,
just bobbled for Busquets.
Two shots come, one from Spain, one from Italy. What was it? Busquets. I think Donnarumma would have saved that one.
Yeah,
and then
he just bobbled up in front of Busquets.
And then I think that was Chiesa who took the shot just there for Italy.
Oh, it's just went over the bar, and I'm a minute behind you lot, so you should have told me about that one. Busquets has been excellent in this game, but he's the first player to pick up a yellow. He catches zero quite late. So, I mean, it's all Spain. It's all Spain.
It's funny. I obviously, when you watch football for many years and you see players play and you see their attributes and their characteristics, when their kids come in and play, I'm looking at Chiesa and I'm just remembering his dad, and it's like he just resembles his dad, and pace. It's just nice to see like the rebirth of great players playing with their kids.
Yeah.
His dad was called Enrico, wasn't he?
Yeah, Enrico. Yeah, Chiesa. Yeah.
Oh, Akoke saying, I read Apollo's reviews. They're pretty good. He has a knack for writing. I enjoy it. You know what it is? When you're writing, for some people who are writers, they find it therapeutic. And I find it relaxing, therapeutic. Some people like to do other stuff and, whatever floats their boat. But I like writing. And that's the reason why. And I haven't been to Disney Marvel in Hammersmith for quite a while. I was talking to somebody about it today because I got an invite for Black Widow last week, and they just sent me an email for Shang-Chi. But they don't really look after you, man. And I like to go to Warner Brothers in Watford because it's just around the corner from me. But when you go there, you get spoilt, man. You get hot dogs, cider, nachos. It's nice. It's nice. But Curved is probably looking to see if he can find the link. Yeah, if you just go into the description, you should see something that says, see if I can find it.
I'm predicting 1-0 Italy this game.
I think Immobile is a bit pedestrian.
I think I can see Belotti coming on for the last half hour.
Yeah,
20 minutes.
definitely. Yeah. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for Mancini to make that sub. It's been like that for the last 3 games.
He's a bit more of a bull in a china shop, Belotti. He'll put himself about, knock people around.
Yeah.
The Spanish defense like playing against him.
I've just realized, guys, that the link isn't there. I said the link was there, and the link isn't there. So I've actually put the link in the chat description. So if you guys want to go and check out my movie page, I've just posted the link in there. So just click on that, and you'll go straight to it. For some reason, I hadn't included it in the comment section.
Yeah, Berardi had a good start of the tournament. His first 2 games, he was played really good. He looks like he's going to be coming on, Berardi.
I'll just type it in here.
Here you go.
Right, there's the link to my reviews. All right, guys. So you should have it.
Well defended. You know, I can see this going to penalties.
I hope not.
No.
I hope not.
Don't want it.
No, I don't want it either. I want a winner here. Busquets to me at the moment. Busquets is man of the match to me. He is running the whole show, and he goes close. He goes close there for the opener as well. Curved is killing me. Can you write an Avengers movie where Arteta becomes a superhero and does the treble? I like fantasy. Bro, he's already given you an FA Cup. Give him a little bit of time to rebuild the team, man. And remember, Thanos was the hero of his own story. He had good intentions. He thought he was doing the right thing. So
Italy not keeping.
Arteta win the treble. He wants you to write a Disney fantasy, Apollo.
I have to say, Italy's possession is so poor.
Berardi's coming on. He's just receiving some instructions from the manager. And remember, we talked about the tactics. Who's going to jump first? Who's going to change their shape? Who's going to change formation? It looks like it's going to be Italy that's going to do that.
Verratti, 2 players. It's been 3 games in a row. Verratti and Immobile. Both of those 2 players have just stagnated Italy's play. It's got to come off.
Yeah, I mean, look, guys. Italy are defending deep, and that's not a place where they want to be. They don't like playing in that shape. Spain are just popping the ball around like
historically, that's what they've always done. Apollo,
well, not that deep, mate. Not that they do try to play in the midfield, but right now they're playing.
Take him on. Take him, Berardi. Take him. Good play.
They're sitting very deep, Andy.
Oh, was Immobile? Oh, nice play.
I mean, it's not how they played in this tournament, but historically, Italian teams play like this.
Waiting for something to happen here. Another shot comes in from Spain, and it's straight at the goalkeeper.
It's so funny you're watching like a minute behind the rest of them.
No.
I know. And obviously I'm saying it because we're trying to do commentary as well for the people who are listening in the chat. But Pedri's playing so well in this game. If they only had the strikers to back up their midfielders.
Pedri's been one of the best players in the tournament. He's such a young lad. He's been fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, Italy are through?
No. Spain. Oh, okay. Yes.
Oh, what a goal!
Oh my God! Oh my God!
1-0 Italy.
Oh my God!
The Italian affair.
So, guys, we talked about rope the dope. Vincey, talk to me about rope the dope. Ali special.
Oh,
listen, man. This is what I'm talking about. Pace, early movement.
They're going to get Spain on the counter.
Pace, early movement. That's what it's about. And who scored?
Chiesa.
Man like Chiesa. Telling you about. Listen.
I want him at Arsenal.
Listen, it's about
I'll take
what
him at
you
Arsenal.
do with the ball.
Great
Possession.
finish.
You can have all the possession in the world. If you do foolishness with it, yeah, and you get punished by teams who are organized, clinical, it just nullifies you. And this Italian team has it they have it in abundance. They can sit down and allow you to soak it up, but they will punish you. Get the ball behind
Spain
you.
are all over them.
Yeah, but
the thing
it
is,
doesn't
though,
matter. Look
I
at the
knew
goal.
he was going to do this.
Look at the goal. They've got the ball out wide, move the ball early, and their strikers ran onto it. A few 1-2s and clinical finishing. Clinical finishing by a guy who's confident. Chiesa.
That was nuts.
Look at the goal. Beautiful.
That was nuts. That was nuts.
You
Guys,
see
I'm
Italy
going to go and
win.
get some munchies here because is it Leomis that's eating chips or something?
And the thing
Yeah,
is,
I was eating
Italy
crisps and
haven't
I'm eating
been
ice
playing
cream.
well.
Yeah, I'm going to go and get some munchies. I'll be back in a second.
This
Nice
guy,
Neapolitan.
Chiesa, I tell you, this guy,
He's a baller. I want him from Juventus. Like, I'll take him. I'll take him at Arsenal.
the guy is solid. Solid.
Yomish, are you an Arsenal fan, Yomish?
Of course. Oh God, I wouldn't be on it. Yo, what else am I supposed to be?
I don't know, because you look really like a guy that was on earlier in the season, but he was a United fan.
Oh, you're talking about the Friday night
Yeah.
show.
Okay, no, I am an Arsenal fan. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, yeah, all right, no problem.
You know, I'm so happy.
My
I'm so happy to
condolences.
see Italy come back in the way they come back with their football. You know, it's promising. And again with England, that's why I'm confident with Southgate, because he's got good youngsters and he's prepared to build a system to allow these guys to play. And it's good for international football for me. I love it.
Spain will find it very difficult now the Italians have got the goal.
Now they have to come out and play. Now
The thing
we
is,
should see
Italy
more
haven't
goals.
played very well, and I knew they were going to score out of playing really badly.
Beautiful goal. Absolutely beautiful.
It's a good goal, though.
And it's funny that I know fans say teams are unidentified. You can identify teams by their manager, but Mancini was this type of player. He was skillful, but he didn't waste anything. You know, he will score the spectacular goals, the back flicks, those type of things. And this is why Italian 90, even though he went to Italian 90, he didn't really get a look in games. But you can see this Italian team are very clinical, very structured. They've got talent in abundance, man. I'm well happy.
Well, it's and the thing is, they've got a bright future. I know you mentioned before with the Euro under 21s. Like, I also watched that as well. And the next World Cup and the next Euros are where those top teams that they're going to be fully replenished again. I'm don't get me wrong. I think England will be up there because I think England got some absolute stellar young players. And nowadays, I mean, when I'm watching other teams, they're easily playing guys in their like early 30s in their squad. So for me, I think Harry Kane will still be around playing for England for in 4 years' time, in my opinion.
Probably. What concerns me is I'm waiting to see who for England. We've got lots of great wingers, 10s, that sort of thing. What I'm waiting to see is who's going to come along to replace. Oh, he should have scored.
Wow.
Spain should have scored. He's missed his header completely. Spain he's just missed his header completely.
Yeah,
you know, I'm happy that England are Southgate's playing these youngsters, and you know, I'm looking, and there was a lot of talk about Bellingham, you know, being released from Dortmund and coming to Arsenal from fans, and that's what you need. The thing is, England have always had talent. what they didn't have was a manager who was confident in allowing the young players to nurture and develop. You know, I can't understand how Loftus Creek isn't in England. Yeah, for a stature for this guy, he's a central midfielder. He should be able to dominate the midfield, but it hasn't been developed.
Well, he hasn't gone on. He hasn't realised his potential. He looked great 2 years ago, but he's not gone on, has he?
Because
He's had a couple of unfortunate injuries.
Yeah.
Because he went to Fulham on loan.
He was a very talented player, and I thought 3-4 years ago you thought he was going to go on to be a beast, but he hasn't progressed. But you see, this is the damage that injuries at big times in your career can have such a big part to play in your development.
And also having those at big clubs as well, where you've got to get back in the team to want to play, that kind of kills their careers.
This is why it's so important to Spain are having a real go now.
We have no choice.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. What a miss from Azzurri, a guy that we can't really pronounce his name. What a miss! I mean, Spain are not giving. They're not giving up, and they're pressing even more than they was before. This is the response we wanted to see. G says devastating counter for the goal. I agree. Cool K says, "Wow, Vinci has come alive. He's rapping on that mic now." What did I miss? What did I miss? I just went to go get some munchies. 18 says, Vinci is buzzing. Beautiful wife. Italy are winning, and Arsenal bagged Ben White. Vinci couldn't be happier.
Have you really bagged Ben White? Yeah.
I told you. I told you. It's on the page. About 3 days ago, I said that all three parties have agreed. It's a done deal.
But what about this bid rejected thing that I heard about?
No, has it been announced, Apollo?
Sorry?
It hasn't been announced.
Has it been announced?
They won't announce it until the Euros finish. And then he comes to the training ground and does all these photos.
Oh, it's 50 million for it.
Italy.
Paying 50 million for what?
Yeah, they've given them what they want. They've given them what they want. So Everton are happy, Brighton are happy. The player last week, I think it was Thursday, he told Brighton that he wanted to go to Arsenal. So they were happy. Arsenal gave up the money. So it's all done, mate. It's all done.
Guys, all I'm saying, just look at the way how Italy are moving the ball under pressure. One touch.
That could have been another Italy goal.
Wow.
And now it's just literally 2 banks of 4.
How are England going to beat Italy?
2 banks of 4. Italy just defended.
England are not going to beat Italy, trust me.
They're saying break us down.
Harry Kane and Raheem Sterling. That's how they'll beat Italy.
3 players, Neomis. 3 players cut through Spain. Just 3. And the rest of them are just sitting back.
Maybe Southgate would spring a surprise and play Grealish in the final.
It's about time he take shackles off of Grealish.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good game for him to
I think people have greatly underestimate the problem you can have with a shin splints injury. He missed 3 months at the end of the season with shin splints, and he had 2 games where he came back and didn't really play 90 minutes. And Southgate has got to make a decision, and I don't think he trusts him to do 90 minutes. And he'd rather have a strong 25 minutes at the end, half hour at the end of a game, than playing for 90 and him being fairly ineffective rather.
I think he's doing the right thing. He's doing the right thing by playing those in the right moments, having the likes of Grealish, Saka, Sancho affecting the game. And I think that's the way how England have to play.
For me, there's 10 places tomorrow and nailed on. There's only one position for me that is different from the lineup in the last game, and that's Sancho. He may choose to play Sancho again. He could play Saka. He could play Foden. You wouldn't argue with any choice he chose to make. But the other 10, You know, Pickford, Stones, Maguire, Shaw, Walker, Rice, Phillips. I think Mount, Sterling, and Kane. They're nailed on. I think.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. And that's the way to, you know, even if they have to play Italy or Spain, it's the same thing again, because you know, if those other 10 players are fit, they're gonna start.
Isn't it strange? Rashford scored 23 goals this season, and he's one of the only few that hasn't had an appearance.
You see, this is where stats can distort things, Apollo. 23 goals, but how many of them were in the Premier League?
I have no idea.
I'd be surprised if he got double figures. He might have just got double figures in the league, maybe.
Well, when you consider how good their season was, finished second, finalists in the Europa Cup.
Yeah, but I mean, you know as well as I do, the Europa League is nonsense until the quarterfinals, isn't it, really?
Yep, totally agree.
You know,
Europa League really humbles you, man. Really humbles you.
The nation I'm looking to see a revival and has been waiting a long time and very disappointed this tournament is the Dutch. You know, I'm wondering, you know, they've had players for years and they still can't. They can't get consistent.
Weren't they always the nearly team though?
Yeah, I just don't understand how with the coaches, you know.
There's always a mentality thing with the Dutch.
Yeah,
they always have been fighting in the camp.
Always, I mean, from the 70s, they were nearly team. They were the biggest chokers going. They're some of the best players in the world and never won anything.
Well, I think you can't. I don't think you can compare the 70s team with the following ones, because the 70s team was the best team. They were the best team in the world. They were the best team in the world, and they lost in 74 in extra time to Germany, who were the hosts. And in 78, they lost to Argentina in extra time, and they were the hosts as well. So they lost to the two host nations in extra time in the final in that decade. They were a fantastic team, that Dutch team.
I remember they were my favorite. My favorite team. The favorite goal I had was the Ari Hahn. Remember the Ari Hahn from 40 yards?
Yeah.
Neskins, Johnny Rep,
Johnny Rep, Van Rensenbrink, and they had Van der Kerkhoff brothers. They were an incredible team. And they were managed by Rinus Michels.
Yes.
Who I had the great privilege of having been coached by when I was at Leverkusen.
Guys who are young, if you've never seen that Ari Hahn goal, go to YouTube and check it out now. You'd never see anything like it. You think Roberto Carlos.
I'm definitely going to check it out.
Mancini's coming on for Verratti, and Locatelli should be coming on as well.
Oh, and Andy, just to follow up on the Marcus Rashford thing, he scored 11 goals and 11 assists in the Premier League last season.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
11 assists, that's impressive.
Well, I mean, he's not a pure striker.
But 11 goals for a striker in a team that finished second is not unbelievable, is it?
Well, yeah, when you consider that they've got Cavani and Greenwood and Martial.
Yeah.
Look at that control.
Rashford should be. I thought again, Rashford's another one for me that hasn't fulfilled his potential.
Really, 23 goals.
Sorry.
Really, 23 goals.
But yeah, that's what you're saying. You keep mentioning 23. I just think Europa League goals don't count as much as Premier League goals do.
Yeah, but there's more than just the Europa League. There's the cups, and you've got to pay.
Again, so to score against, Wycombe Wanderers in the cup. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't mean the same, does it?
It does to me. They all count, mate. You got a striker that gives you 25, 30 goals a
They
season.
don't count. I'm just saying that there are goals that really mean something and goals that sort of,
Oh, no, but,
I mean, like Carlos Vinicius for Spurs. Actually, if you look at his numbers, was reasonably good.
Mm-hmm.
But he scored a hat-trick against Marine, who are from the 8th tier of English football. So, you've got to temper those numbers with who the goals were against.
Yeah, I'm the complete opposite. I think you give players a respect for what they deserve, regardless who they're playing. When you when you look at your accolades for a whole season, every game you play, you can win something, regardless whether it's a cup game or the league or anything else.
Yeah,
it's no good scoring in the league and you can't score anywhere else. You ain't gonna win nothing. And at the same time, there's no good scoring in the cups and not scoring in the league. So you got to balance it out. And that's why, for me, I paint the whole picture, because you're not going to, especially in the league where starting the game could be really tough.
Morata's got to shoot there. For me, I want my striker to shoot there. Why is he shoot now?
Morata's
He delays it.
man. He's
I think the problem.
He just delays it. He has no confidence.
I think for me the problem with Rashford is
a confident striker hits that as soon as he turns. He hits it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's Rashford can score goals, but I think the problem is from club level, he's not kicked on. Scoring goals is one thing, but when it comes to international, you want to see his game go to the next level. He's got a lot of attributes. He's got a lot of pace. He can shoot, but he's not taking it to the next level. And I saw glimpses when he came on, playing almost like ISO football, and you've got the ability, but you've got to recognise sometimes when you're in this team format, especially with England now, you've got to fit within the team. If you don't fit within the team, you're going to be on a bench.
I'm at the Morata chance now.
The thing is, when it comes to like players like Rashford,
as he's turning, he's got to hit it.
Yeah. But G says, hold on, how old is Rashford? My lord.
he's 23.
He's 23.
Yeah.
He's not even,
He
he's
started
not even
young.
in his prime.
Yeah, he started young.
You don't hit the prime till at 26.
Yeah. But the
Oh,
thing
look
is,
at that ball.
but like Rashford, like what's the expectation for him? Because we've seen this before with so many players. Like everybody puts this thing that they should be this type of player. Like as Arsenal fans, Theo Walcott. You know, like if you just expected Theo Walcott to be a good Premier League player, then he met his potential. But if you thought he was going to be the second coming of Ronaldo, then he's a flop. He's a failure.
Yeah, I totally agree, 100%. I mean, Rashford's 23 years old. He scored 55 goals for the club.
But do you know what? I think Rashford to develop to the next level, a perfect move for him would be go to a Dortmund, go to Germany.
I think perhaps, Apollo, you're misunderstanding what I'm saying about Rashford. I want Rashford to be successful. I think he has all the attributes to go on to be a top striker.
So what is it he's missing in his game now? He's got 55 goals for his club.
Sometimes players don't have it in here.
Yeah.
They don't have it in their head, in the brain.
But isn't that to come? Because he's only 23. He's not even in his prime.
Just use a comparison, and I'm not saying he has to be as good as Kane or anything, but if you take a comparison, Kane, when he was 16, 17, 18, no one thought he was going to be anything special. He was on the books, but nobody thought that Kane was going to be top class.
Yeah.
Even when he went out on loan at Leicester and Norwich and places at Millwall and places like that, they didn't think he was going to be England centre forward.
So 2 years ago, when Dele Alli was 23, everybody said he was the second coming, and now he's 25.
At 2021, he was. He was scoring braces against Chelsea in the Premier League. Oh, what a goal! Spain have equalised.
Oh,
I knew Spain would equalise.
Morata.
It's something out of FIFA. Oh, well done. Nice
and
goal.
then again,
good goal.
With Ali.
I'm telling you now. Remember, I told you.
with Dele Alli, he's another player who hasn't. They hit the seam. These guys, they show their ability, but as Andy's been saying, your footballing brain is what are you going to do when you got grown men who are going to stifle you doing the things that you do for fun. You've got to use your brain. You've got to develop ways in which, you know what, I want to conserve certain energy to use it in certain situations. And this is why, you know, I was happy to see Bale leave Spurs to go to Madrid to develop under Zidane, because Bale's a class player.
Yeah, I was just happy to see him leave because he didn't have to face off twice.
No, seriously, I like players. To
look at that goal. That is a typical Spanish goal. Passing in the box, Italian standing up like Skittles.
Good goal.
That's what they can do. That's what they can do.
And who was it scored by? Morata.
Yeah, if somebody's just taking a piss out of me there because I've been bitching on the guy all evening. Okay, thanks a lot, mate. Yeah, I'll take that one on the chin. You know me. Put my hands up when I get it wrong. Look at Andy smiling. Look.
But hold on, game's not over. Like, you never know. You might have more.
9 minutes.
Guys, it's redemption for Morata. He was benched at the start because he started 3 games this tournament. So he was benched. Yeah,
I'm telling you, this will end up on penalty shootouts.
Well, it's one of the best goals you've seen in the tournament. Look at the pass in there.
And Andy, I was going to ask you, what's the state of play with the youngsters at Spurs? You know, who's looking to burst through in the team?
I mean, there's different levels, isn't there? There's youngsters that have been in the squad but haven't played much. Then you've got the guys that have been out on loan. You've got the guys. Oliver Skipp was at Norwich last season, played in all but one of Norwich's championship-winning team. He's coming back. So they've said Skip's going to be part of Spurs' squad, this first team squad this season.
That could have been an own goal.
That's why Norwich went and signed Gilmour from Chelsea on loan, because Skip's gone back to Spurs. And also we've got Ryan Sessegnon's come back from Hoffenheim.
Good player.
Hoffenheim on loan. So we've still got. People forget we've got Ryan Sessegnon, we've got Skip, we've got 1 or 2 others out on loan. Troy Parrott, he hasn't done as well, but he's been injured a lot. But also on the periphery of the first team squad is a 17-year-old called Dane Scarlett, and they have big hopes for him. But I think it will take a year or 2 for him to really, get up to him. 17's very, very young, unless you're an absolute superstar. And I'm not sure whether he is or not, but we'll wait and see.
Whoa!
I'm worried for Ellie.
And look who headed it. It could have been that could have been an own goal. That was close.
Oh my God.
I'm just wondering about some of the young players. I mean, like in Dele Alli's case, do you think that if he was at, let's say, Man City or United or, I don't know, Liverpool, he would actually be regarded as on the edge of greatness?
I think in Dele Alli's case, he's got another one that's got a problem up here.
Mourinho killed him, mate.
He spends all his life on Fortnite, the computer game, as far as we can understand. But he seems to have taken on board a lot of the criticism, and he's been, he keeps posting how hard he's working in pre-season training and various other things. So let's wait and see. He's got a chance.
Come on, Andy. You know Mourinho's got the tendencies to kill young players.
Yeah.
And do you remember when Arsenal fans wanted him after Wenger?
No, come on, man.
I wasn't one of them, by the way.
Hell to the nah.
And then want him to come there.
Hell to the nah.
But you know what? To be fair,
if Mourinho ever stepped foot in Arsenal, the likes of Saka, Smith Rowe, and all the other young players, they would never have been. They'd have been sent out on loan or sold.
You know, for me, Ali was fading before Mourinho got there. And that was my concern.
He faded the last year and a bit under Pochettino. Basically, a lot of the Spurs players that went to the World Cup in 2018.
Yeah.
So if you remember, we had half the England side in the World Cup semi-final. We had Rose, Trippier, Dyer, Ali, and Kane. We had 5 of the starting 11 in the World Cup semi-final. You also had Alderweireld, Vertonghen, and Dembele that were in the Belgian side that were in the semi-final, and Lloris who won it with France. We had nine players in the World Cup semi-final 3 years ago, and the following year we got to the Champions League final. But the decline had already started because Pochettino said then that we needed to refresh the squad, and the stadium got delayed by a year, if you remember. We'd already knocked down White Hart Lane. The new stadium got delayed by a year or 9 months or whatever it was, and Levy we didn't buy anyone for 3 transfer windows. And Pochettino said we're going to suffer because we haven't bought anybody and we haven't refreshed the squad, and some of the squad was stale. And Dele Alli was one of those players, and we struggled, and even Harry Kane had a dip as well for a little while, and then he got that terrible injury where he was out for like 5-6 months, and then came back in the Champions League final when he hadn't played for 6 months, and then everyone wondered why he was useless. You know, the guy just had a serious injury for 6 months, and then they just wheel him out for a Champions League final.
Yeah, true.
He didn't have time to recover.
It was a crazy decision in my opinion.
I remember watching it with Andy saying and Andy said if he starts this game, Spurs are going to lose. And it was just like, you know, why would you? That Song's been carrying you for the best part of the year.
It was Moura scored a hat trick in the semi-final and then got I remember.
I think for me, Moura was the guy. You know, if he continued playing him ahead of Kane, you probably would have done better in that final against Liverpool because Moura was
Kane on for the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it.
But I mean, it's easy to say in hindsight. Kane is the man, and he had such a goal-scoring record, and you know maybe they just thought, well, we have to play him in much the same way that England do now. But even when he's played his way through a bad patch, and now he's coming out the other side and might win us the tournament. Who knows? But we'll wait and see. But it's going to be interesting. Everything I'm hearing coming out of Spurs is we're not going to let him go this year. We're going to keep him for another 12 months.
Yeah, there was another person that came out and said
that. Actually,
yeah. Someone's asking here, Andy, Man City's 100 million bid turned down. Your thoughts?
Yeah, 100 million is not enough.
What?
In a COVID year?
Nowhere near.
At 27.
What?
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
You can get
He's
more.
almost 28 years old. He's 28
if
years
someone
old now.
wants to give 200 million for Kane, otherwise we don't sell him. And I don't think
200 million for Kane.
Yeah, I think if it was before COVID, then you probably got an argument to say if Neymar's worth 200, then so is Harry Kane. So I kind of agree with Andy there. But
Kane is second favourite behind Messi for the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
Right?
You can't sell Kane for 100 mil. That's throwing him away, man.
Because what you've got to ask yourself is Harry Kane worth 100 million or 200 million? Because this is monopoly money anyway. It's ridiculous. All the sums of has Neymar been worth 200 million? No, because he hasn't won. No. If he was worth 200 million, he should win the Champions League for PSG. He had the chance to do it.
So Andy, would you take 125 million?
No, because the point.
I like that.
What you have to ask yourself, it's not that I think the guy's worth 100 or 200 million. What you've got to ask yourself is, what does it cost Spurs to let Harry Kane go? And then you've got to ask yourself sponsorship deals. What has Daniel Levy promised AIA? What has he promised Nike? What has he promised all these different sponsors that we have?
Yeah,
we've got he's the England captain, the top scorer in the Premier League, the last World Cup Golden Boot winner, if he gets another 2 goals in the next 2 games, 2-3 goals, he could be the Euros top scorer. I mean, we're talking about, we're looking at replacements. They're wanting 80 million plus for Lukaku. They're wanting.
No, it's going to be Danny Ings. You know it, and I know it. It's going to be Danny Ings. Come on.
I think we should try and get Danny Ings anyway, in addition to Harry Kane, because we haven't had a backup striker for ages. I believe they should go and get Danny Ings.
Come on, Italy.
Because
Come
if
on.
we did lose Harry Kane, at least we would have and not in the same class, but still have a replacement.
Unlucky.
So, guys,
as I understand it, the one they want is Vlahovic from Fiorentina. We're talking about 51 million or something like that. 60 million euros.
Guys, so I'm a minute behind, and someone's messaged me saying Chilean handball. Guys, was it a penalty?
No.
It could have been given, but
it
could have been given.
It's a hand than anything.
Yeah.
No, yeah, ball time. He has his hand on the floor and the ball rolls to it.
Yeah, so it's not handball at all.
I just saw it.
Right, so Spain have got a corner.
But I've got to say, Chiellini did waste the ball a few moments ago, just before that in midfield coming through with the ball and then kicking the ball out of play, misplaced passing. So, Italy are starting to look a little bit ragged, but they're still on the counter.
Wave to Ebony's mum. Wave to Ebony's mum.
Hi, Mum.
Hi, Mum.
Hi,
Evening. Evening.
That's the difference between an Italian fan and Vinci and me not being an Italian fan. He said Cellini, and I didn't say it like that. So there's the biggest difference. I can't believe this game's going to go into injury time. Mind you, 3 minutes sounds about right. Wasn't that much? Oh, they showed a replay. It was handball.
It wasn't handball.
It was handball.
The ball, it rolled to his hand.
The ball rolled to his hand.
It rolled to his hand, No.
In the Premiership, I've seen them given.
Yeah. In the Premier League, we've seen them given. Yeah, that is true. False. False. False.
Man, I can't.
A few seconds left until extra time.
Well, Kuke says it's been an absolute pleasure to watch this game, full of quality and great set of commitment from both set of players. Yeah, this is what the semi-final is supposed to look like, and one can only imagine that tomorrow it can match this kind of intensity.
Don't underestimate Denmark.
I don't think tomorrow's game will be as good as this one.
It won't.
The final, if England make it past Denmark, should be this good, because whatever team will force England to adapt.
Extra time.
You know what?
Spain and Italy are big rivals as well, so that's why there was so much intensity.
Yeah.
I'm watching the game as an Italian fan, and I'm saying to myself, asking myself, would I be disappointed if they lose this game? And I probably won't be, because I'm so hopeful based on, how they've rebirthed their football, how they're coming back, how they're moving the ball. And, this is why I think England fans need to take hope, seriously take hope. And let's not be pessimistic about their chances tomorrow and the chances in this tournament, whether they play Italy or Spain. England are playing good football, and it's intelligent football up here. We're not talking about the passionate kick and run Premiership type of football. They're playing intelligent football, and that's causing nations problems.
I can see this going to penalties.
Oh, please don't say that.
I think you're right.
My poor little heart can't take it. My poor little heart can't take it.
Lord, we can't take it no more.
18 says, but Vinci, Spain have been the better side. It would be a shame if they got knocked out. Not in Vinci's eyes, it wouldn't be.
I wouldn't say they've been the better side. They've had the better possession, but that doesn't mean that you're the better side. They should have.
Possession, isn't it?
They've had possession. They've had good chances. You stop and think they didn't have the quality to put them away. Look at the goal that they scored. A great Spanish, beautiful movement, one touch, bang, beautiful goal, tiki-taka. But Italy have caused them problems in this game, and that's the key thing. That's why I switched from supporting Brazil to supporting Italy. Because when Italy did this to Brazil back in 1978, that for me got me to understand what football's all about. Because for me back then it was all about flair, it's all about skill and so forth. But you've got to do the other side. You've got to be disciplined. You've got to work hard for each other, and then still be clinical. And that Italian team back in the day, they did that to the best team back then in the world. So that's why I've always supported Italy from that moment.
Yeah, and it's been a long. Italy is one of the big giants that have not delivered the win in today's modern day of football. You know, Germany's won, Brazil's won, Argentina. Mind you, Argentina can probably put them. Probably put them alongside Italy as being one of the world giants that haven't. You know, what have you done for me lately? Type of thing. But it's difficult. I mean, right now, if you're thinking about Italy, I did say after 70, 80 minutes, Italy would start to feel the brunt of the possessional type of football that Spain have played. Now you're going into extra time. Do you have the legs for it? Do you shut up shop and play for extra time into penalties, knowing they have a better record at penalties than Spain do? Or do they try and get the win because they know that Spain's monopoly of possession is going to be hard to defend against and exhaust them like crazy? I mean, what the decision that Italy have to make now is essential to how this game finishes.
I think for me, Italy continue in the way how they played. They're going to play counter football. I'm not 100% confident in saying that Italy are better at penalties because, you know, I'm still feeling the trauma of the last time Spain knocked us out on penalties. But I do think this Italy team are very dangerous on the counter. And it's shown they've been comfortable in the game. They will ride their luck defensively, but if they get a chance, you know, I can see if as long as Chiesa's on, they've got a good chance of taking it. And I don't know if they've used all their subs because I'd be surprised if Locatelli doesn't get a chance to come on.
Did you guys see the message I left on 101's forum where I said Locatelli has landed in London?
Yes. I saw that.
And there was
people were freaking out.
Everyone was freaking out. Mind you, a few guys got it. Nick Ford, a few guys, they saw it. Because I typed it underneath because I thought, I know how some of these guys foo-foo. So I have to try and kind of tell it as it is because everybody knows.
You know me already. If I don't see it on Arsenal.com,
I saw Rob Kildoff did one with Grealish. I think Rob did it on Grealish, and I saw the comments. So it's like when I saw yours, I was just laughing. But
Grealish has been in London for weeks because he's been playing all the games at Wembley. One guy put down fake news, and it was like, actually, no, it's true.
It's real.
Oh God!
So we've started next.
It's just to show you how punch drunk Arsenal fans are. You know how brittle they are with their, restraint in terms of everyone's sitting down biting their nails waiting for transfers to go through. It's just crazy.
Yeah. I'm not. I'm like I keep telling people, if my source ain't saying nothing, I ain't believing nothing.
I'm one of your sources though, and I've been telling you everything. As soon as I hear something, you get your internal message. Most times I don't send it to the whole group because you have to remember a lot of what I hear is what's currently going on. Things change. So I'll give you an example. Is I was told 10 days ago that Arsenal was going to put a 60 million bid through for James Maddison. And certain things happened because he hasn't been getting on well with Brendan Rodgers. And some things happened and Arsenal got a message back saying they won't be accepting any bids for now. So something's been going on there, but that might make me look like I don't know what I'm talking about. But I'm just telling you guys how I hear it. My sources are good. My sources deliver 9 out of 10 times they are correct. They don't fool around. And you lot have known me many years, long enough. You know, I was the first person to call, you know, most of the deals that have been coming through on the page. So I don't really mess around when it comes to, I trust my sources. I tell it like it is. If people want to take it on for face value, they take it. If they don't, it don't really bother me.
I wouldn't mind Maddison at Arsenal, actually.
Yeah, they want him. And I didn't think that they accounted for him being available, because we were already told that Arsenal are not going to spend 60 million, 70 million. You know, they're not going to do another Pepe. And then bang, James Maddison, his agent starts talking to teams. So we're talking about James Maddison, you know.
I didn't see something to say.
Vardy ain't nothing without James Maddison.
I can see Maddison's ability. I'm just skeptical on the 90 minutes, relying on him. But I understand. For me, the sad situation that Arsenal are in rebuilding. So, you know, again, they're going to have to. It will be sensible if they do get an English core in the rebuilding.
That's what they want. That's why they're in talks with Ramsdale. They're so up against it with the core English talent and obviously the homegrown rule that they need to look. It's going to cost them a lot of money, but it's going to work out. You know, 50 million on Ben White, that's going to help a great deal. But those are the kind of deals that you need to be doing.
See, that's the part that I still can't believe, that Arsenal actually going into this window and actually spending a lot of money. Like, I didn't think that they'd go after Ben White. As soon as Brighton mentioned 50 mil, like I honestly didn't think so. And
yeah, but I did say to you last week, though, it's because they're willing to take 3 years payment on it.
That's a lot of money, 50 mil.
How many players are they going to be willing to do that with? Are they going to do that with 2 more players and spread that out?
So we have to use the analogy that I said to you a month ago when the season ended. We have to use the analogy of Jurgen Klopp. The Liverpool's ownership allowed him to fluff up all of his spending, knowing in 2 or 3 years he won't be able to spend anything, because you're to build up so much debt that your budget has to counteract every. You know, the bank's going to come calling. Your loan amount is going to come to collect. So it happened to Liverpool 2 seasons ago, where Jurgen Klopp said, we're not buying anybody this summer because we have a lot of money to pay for the deals that we did in the past, and they didn't buy anybody, and it shocked everybody. But that's just how the game's played. Paying for deals over years is something new to Arsenal. They don't normally do that. But now they've started to, and because of COVID, they've had to. Fans are back in the stadium now. That means another 144 million for the season. 2024 is when the new Adidas and the new stadium deal comes through. That's going to be huge. But although I don't know what not being in Europe is going to mean for that, but they're a London club, and sponsorship is big in the capital. So all these things, if you have to look at it from a business perspective, all these things you can map out for 2 to 3 to 4 years, and it doesn't look as bad as it looks now. And I mean, right now it's bad. You can't get any worse than it is now. You've taken loans, you've gone back-to-back losses, but the projection of cash looks good. So you can afford to then levy some of your transfers for this season. If you can get 3 quality players and only spend 50 million this year with 3 quality players, knowing that you have to pay for them, like Pepe, knowing that you have to pay for them over this course of 2 or 3 seasons, and that's easily possible.
Okay.
I think the only intangible is that people were saying we don't need a defender. But I believe it was Nabil that made the point that you can't stand still. Yes, we're the 3rd best defense, but if you don't buy any defensive help, next year you could be the 10th best defense because you didn't improve. So you can't stand still. This is a market where, look at Man United. They've already spent 160 million in this transfer if you include Jadon Sancho. They have strengthened everywhere. Yeah, defense, midfield. So you can't, and they finished second. So you can't.
I've been saying for a while that we need a left back, a backup left back, backup right back. We need a backup CD as well. We need a new goalkeeper for sure, because the two that we've got are crap.
Well, we need couple goalkeepers, because with Leno not even looking like he's going to sign a new deal or wants to go, our backup and third choice goalkeepers are non-existent.
I mean, who have we got? Renarsson.
He's supposedly on his way out. And Arthur Okonkwo, his contract has ended, but the club say that they're positive about a new deal.
Well, they need to start. They need to maybe have faith in him and maybe just give him a run out.
Yeah. Oh, guys, did you guys hear the Spain supporters singing "It's Coming Home"? And then the Italy fans joined in. Did you hear that, guys?
Yep, I did. Yep, they've been singing
it. Maybe they're saying that because they're told to sing that at Wembley. That's something that they need to sing at Wembley.
I'm not sure.
It's going back to Rome.
Did you hear that?
It's going.
The Spain fans sing "It's Coming Home." Then the Italian fans join in.
Or maybe there's some Italian fans or Spanish fans or both that were born in this country.
It's probably just England fans. Let's be really honest. England fans just don't care. They've gone there. They've like, we're taking over. Screw you, lot. It's all coming home.
So Neomes thinks it's actually England fans, which
I just think England fans have just gone there and just taken over.
Yeah,
we're looking ragged, man.
I feel sorry for anybody working at Baker Street or Wembley Park right now.
Yeah.
Oh, what a dangerous ball that's come through! Spain arse.
Looking ragged right now.
This is going to penalties.
I'm telling you. Listen. I said from day one or minute one, this is going to penalties. And
Italy saved by the goalkeeper. That would have went straight into the back of the net.
You said that in the first half. I remember.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
But actually, look at him. He's dragged him down in the box. That's a penalty.
And nothing's given
for it. That should have been a penalty. He's dragged him down in the box.
That's part of Italian football, man. What are you doing? Dragging down.
They don't have VAR in Italy.
Man, that's why. That's why. What's my man? Delict's gone to Italy to learn how to defend. That's what Holland are hoping and praying for. He learns
after getting sent off as well. He needs to stay in Italy.
Defending properly, you know what I mean? Once he gets that sorted out, hopefully we'll see a better Holland.
That was ridiculous. That was a clear
handball it a bit more discreetly.
If that was in the Premier League, guys, that's a stone cold penalty. He's got both of his arms around his waist. He pulls him down. Nothing happens. G's saying VAR. Now they know how it feels to be Arsenal fans. I mean, that's just absolutely ridiculous.
Well, you know what? The referee's letting them get away with quite a lot. There's been plenty of times he could have carded them more.
I noticed that. I did notice that. And then they show a picture of a beautiful Italian woman. You're not supposed to have your man all over you. The women are supposed to show themselves in their own frame because everyone around the world wants to see what the women look like.
So I can't wait for the World Cup.
I'm telling you, man.
The big problem with VAR is a lot of refereeing is about letting things go, playing the advantage, watching how things develop over the course of the match. You see one of them winding up the other one's giving them a little kick on the ankles. You let things go and you let the play flow. VAR changes the dynamic because a referee might think, well, I'm going to let that go this time and I'm going to let this go that time, but next time I'm going to penalise it. And then all of a sudden VAR looks at something and it distorts the balance and the ebb and flow that the referee's built up during the game.
And that's why for me they've got to rewrite how to get the laws of football up to date. You know, if you're going to use technology, use it in a sensible way and use it smartly so VAR can actually become a real plus, and it's not so much as you say that pressure on technology to correct what is technically supposed to be right, but in the logical and ethical sense of the game is far from it.
Anybody want to go first on this one, or shall I go first?
You go first. That's a tough one.
For me, there's only one name, and that is Pedri. Pedri, he's had 56 passes for 100% completion. 56 passes for 100% completion. He is just balling right now.
I said to you in the first half, Pedri's been one of the players of the tournament.
Agreed.
Fantastic player.
For me, I'm going to go with Jorginho for Italy. I think he's had
he's had 84% passing rate.
Yeah, I think he's had a really good game. Tough because I don't think Verratti's helped him out much in midfield. But yeah, for me, Jorginho.
Jorginho's had a very good tournament as well.
Will he still go to Arsenal? That's the question.
No.
Only if you can get.
Why would anybody right now come to Arsenal when we're not even playing in Europe?
No, they were trying to get him in January.
I'm not convinced Jorginho is a Premier League. He'd be a fantastic player in Italy.
He's another Xhaka.
He's another Xhaka for me.
Another Xhaka.
Another Xhaka. Let him stay where he is.
And you know, just the type of player to let our fans fall in love with mediocrity again.
It depends if he's allowed to take penalties, really. If he's allowed to take penalties, he may come.
Don't talk about YouTube.
Don't talk about players in the Premier League or in foreign leagues. We have a player at Tottenham at the moment, Tanguy Ndombele, who I think is going to be one of the best players in the world.
He's quality.
He's unbelievably talented, unbelievably skillful. I'm just not convinced he's going to do it week in, week out in the Premier League. If he goes to Spain, like Real Madrid or Barcelona, or to Italy, Juventus or Inter or someone, I think Ndombele will be like the best player in the league. He is unbelievably talented. But I just don't see him doing it week in, week out at the intensity of the Premier League. And it's a shame because I love watching him play. Wonderful player. But we don't see it often enough to make him worth, because if we're not going to sell Kane, in order to do some squad, we're going to have to sell some other people.
Oh, it's another through ball.
I tell you what, Spain are moving the ball. Absolutely beautiful. If you love the game of football, you've got to appreciate the way how the ball's been moved with pass, with
He's
pace.
just got the weight of the ball wrong. He's just got the weight of the ball is just...
They do, but I can't help feeling it's almost like it's a game of two-touch in training, 1-2 touch in training. It's like they move the ball around brilliantly, but they never seem to go anywhere.
Yeah, and Italians are giving the ball away in the middle of the park now.
Italy have been defending quite well.
Italy's got no support in attack. They're just holding on right now, Italy.
The thing is, when I'd like to play, I like playing that 1-touch, that 1-2 touch. I love playing it. But I'll be the type of player who will get the ball and see, actually, do you know what? I can take a shot. And that's what Spain are missing. Someone just saying, you know what? Have a pop. Top bins. If you've got that quality, you should be able to do it because they're moving the ball around. They're just going, pivoting around the 18-yard box with the ball.
Yeah, Chiasa's got cramp.
That's not good.
Guys, wave after wave after wave of attack from Spain right now. They're almost putting football through a will.
Poor.
I'm nervous.
Another one. Get down the line there. It's well defended.
That passing game.
We're all watching the halftime team talk.
You guys are taking a freaking piss. But you're not shouting it out. You're not telling me what's going on.
Because it's done.
We want to watch you. Like,
shit, that was close.
What's the 2 minutes that you're left behind?
In the last 2 minutes of the half, there was 3 through balls played through which absolutely just split the Italian defense.
There was, but did they even have one shot? No.
No, one of the passes, the one from Omo, was overhit. It didn't get the weight of the pass right. On that one, defender made a fantastic interception on the cross. Otherwise, that would have been a tap-in for Morata. It's coming.
I'm managing my health, Apollo. That's why I can't get excited with every opportunity. Just can't do it. I'd have to bow out of the stream if I did.
The goal scorer looks like he's cramping up. Italian players look like they're cramping up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay, so Spain have got a sub.
Who have they got on the bench?
Thiago Alcantara, the Liverpool man.
Busquets has come on. It's like, why are you bringing him on now? Why don't you bring him on in the first half? Or why don't you bring him on in the main game? I don't know.
Thiago will take a penalty, that's why.
Well, Italy's made 4 substitutions right now. Oh, my God.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous for my team.
I'm not surprised, mate. I've jumped out of my chair. I thought that was in. They're just slicing the balls through the flanks. They're cutting them through the middle. They're cutting them on the flanks. It's almost at will at the moment now, and they're just not getting support. If they had somebody who can hold the ball up and give support for Italy for Belotti, then they'd be all right. But he's out there on an island by himself, and every time Italy get the ball, they're losing it in the midfield. It's getting really sloppy. So Busquets has gone off. Busquets must be absolutely knackered. I can't believe Pedri's still on.
Actually, I made a mistake. Busquets was on. I don't know. I'm tired.
Yeah, that's what I said. Busquets has come off and Thiago's gone on.
I'm still proud of Italy so far, man. I'm really proud
they can hang on 15 minutes. Isn't that long, mate? It's not that long.
Penalties.
Did you just see Morata there with that 2-footed attempt to get the ball?
Yeah.
Bro, the second half hasn't even kicked off for me yet.
Oh,
I think you need to.
He's really lucky because he's not in control there.
yeah. Like, if all Donnarumma had to do was go down and connect just a bit, instantly sent off.
Yeah.
Be right back.
So let me just check the attendance today to make sure that if anyone actually gives a shit about these 2 games. Does anybody care? Yeah, they're not that important. They're not regarding this game as important as tomorrow's game. So we've had 90 people watch the stream so far. With the England game against Ukraine, we had 1,004 people who was watching our stream.
Wow.
Neomis, you're on mute.
Sorry. Like I could believe that. When it comes to England content right now on YouTube, everybody's watching it.
Yeah.
Like, everybody wants to see it come on. All right, we got a free kick right now.
Spain have got a free kick.
And Andy, message from your best friend. Bertram says, Italy very tired, hanging on for dear life. Yeah, Bertram, you finished work now, so you can actually come and join us for extra time if you want. Hope to see you soon, my brother. Hope to see you soon. I don't know. Vinci, has Mancini got his tactics right?
I've got stream problems right now.
Don't worry, mate. Just move over to BBC iPlayer like me.
Yeah, I'll take a wide player.
Come and join me in the budget seats. Yeah, it's bare Tesco's value over here, brother.
Italy had a chance there, but they just couldn't break through.
Apologize.
So the second half of extra time started, has it?
Yeah,
they're all back down with cramp now.
Yep.
Okay.
Spain. Was that Pedri? I think is on the floor. Yeah. To answer your question, Apollo, these are the best tactics Mancini could possibly play. I like the Spain sides. They're just a different kettle of fish. Like how they get away from pressing is just passing the ball quicker.
Ooh,
So no matter how tired they are, they're still able to play at the same intensity. Oh, I think that's Pedri done.
Yeah, Pedri looks. He's my man of the match anyway. He's my man of the match. He's been phenomenal. Could you imagine Arsenal with a midfielder like that?
I would love for him to
struggle in the Premier League, I reckon.
No, I mean, maybe a season to need to adapt to the physicality, but his technical ability, if you have protection with him, that's it.
God damn it, man.
Okay, so Torres comes on.
Oh, come on.
That was Eric Garcia, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Italy's goal scorer as well has been hobbling. Guys, I think the game is dying down because I think both teams have given their all.
Yeah.
I really do.
I'm on 1750.
I'm on 1909.
I'm on 18 minutes right now.
Okay.
I think the three of us are 1916.
Same.
Bertram says, well, I'm hoping Kane scores a hat-trick tomorrow so Andy can rub it in.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
But if Raheem Sterling scores, at the moment, he's still playing the tournament for me.
Offside.
Oh, it's offside. It's offside.
Oh, crap. Italy scores, but it's offside.
Oh, my God.
That was Berardi. Oh, wow.
Well, somebody's baby toe in the...
Oh, no, he was offside. But great goal.
Look at Vince's face. Look at G.
I could just imagine Vincey. Oh.
Vincey, look there.
Don't stress, Vincey.
Oh,
and this is you guys. You don't understand how hard it is to watch.
We know, bro. We know.
I can't celebrate anything. I can't celebrate anything, and it's like, yeah.
Oh, that's close. So, Andy, it's all about focus, mate. If you can't score a goal, make sure you don't concede one. Oh! I guess you guys just know that I saw the disallowed goal.
Yeah.
And that was Vincey who just saw the goal as well. Oh, that's clear. That's clear. It's not even close.
Yeah, I've got two screens going on. I've got iPlayer and another one. For me,
going on. I think Spurs. Spurs. I just said Spurs. Oh my God! I just said Spurs. I think Spain should have had a penalty.
You know you want to come out as a Spurs fan, Apollo.
Closet fan. Oh God. I would be hung up outside the Emirates on a stick.
You weren't even fouled. You went to kick your foot out.
Oh wow.
Get up.
Jordi Alba and his nonsense. Look at him, upstanding, moving around.
Honestly.
And Kieran's in the house. Yo, Kieran. Yo, what's going on, my brother? I hope you're enjoying the game and enjoying the stream. Kieran, who do you want to win? I think everybody's given their votes. 18, I believe, said he wanted Spain to win. Curved and Greg and Cool K and somebody else who I'm trying to Philmon and William all went for Spain. It's just nail biting here. I'm just looking how. Oh, he's going for Spain. All right, so Kieran's going for Spain as well. Big shout out to you, Kieran. Big shout out to you. It just looks like the levels have dropped, as I said a couple of minutes ago. The energy.
Oh, look at that ball. Oh, man.
Hey, what's going on?
I'll tell you what, Italy are using this long ball, using long ball quite well. You know, they're under a lot of pressure. But yeah, there's moving a ball with pace, guys. It's not hard. You know, these guys should be able to control the ball, and it's just beautiful to see two teams just going at him. Good football, man. Love it.
Yeah, I mean,
Probably been the best game so far, to be honest.
Playing extra time against Spain is like going 12 rounds with Ali. It's how are they still going at this level is beyond me. And as I said, I think Spain has had the most clear-cut chances. Kieran said it'd be easier for England in the finals and safe, bro. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Extra time with these two teams has taken a lot out of them. So that's a great point there, Kieran. Andy?
Provided England don't go to extra time tomorrow night.
Exactly.
Oh, God.
Like I said, don't underestimate Denmark.
No, that game could probably go to extra time. Like Denmark are good enough to push England there, but England should still win. Oh,
if Belotti had got that pass right, they'd have been in trouble.
Oh
man!
Oh, here comes Spain on the counter attack.
Yeah, defended well.
Yeah. I wish
it's
this
just
game
like
could go on for another hour.
You just don't know who's going to win at the moment. Bertram says you should want Italy to win. Do not handle the press well. Spain may not score well, but hard to get the ball off them. Yeah, we were just talking about the Barcelona type of football and the amount that they've had in 4 games in this tournament, 70% possession. Makes it difficult for the other team to play. Cool Case saying Italy have found a reserve of energy and are capable of punishing Spain on the break again. I mean, you don't know where you're going to go in this game at the moment. Some great points there by Bertram. Kieran saying, can't lie though, don't like your background as I'm a Spurs fan. Well, you should like the background because, the background first of all is Italy is the blue, and
Kieran
is the red. But Andy here is our local Spurs fan.
I'm sorry to hear that, Kieran.
Kieran, Andy's our local Spurs fan. We do a show on a Friday night when the season's going, and it's a Premier League show. So we have various talks about all the teams around the league. So you can definitely try and check that out and cheer on your boy Andy, who's representing for Spurs in the house. So big shout out to you, man.
Italy have had 35% possession, Spain 65%.
And also, Kieran, how much money would you sell a Harry Kane for? What amount of money would you be happy with?
We don't want to sell him.
And this is what I'm saying, guys. You know, Arsenal fans out there, if you stop and you look at the way how Arsenal play football right now, we concede possession. So this is what I'm talking about. When you see a team that is happy to play without the ball, what do they do when they've got it? And it's just perfect for you to see. At Arsenal, we've got to move the ball quicker. This is what Arteta, he has to get the ball moving quicker in and around with the midfield and with the centre backs. The right ball has to be moved quicker because without that, we will seriously struggle.
What Arsenal need, speaking from a Spurs perspective, personally, I hope you don't get one. But in my opinion, what Arsenal need is a leader in the centre of midfield. You need a leader. You haven't got a leader in the centre of the park.
We're hopefully going to sort that out this summer.
If you get that, then I think you've got the makings of a very good side. But
what a great save! Spain nearly went ahead. My lot here saw it and just couldn't be bothered to talk about it
because we're waiting for you to catch up.
What a chance! I mean, what is going on here? Point blank range, goalkeeper gets down really quick and makes a save. What is going on here? Bertram says, Kieran, not too late to change, bro. Not too late to change. Kieran says, can't lie. Spurs put high money. Spurs put him on high money. Maybe if it was 2018 when he was at his best, yeah, because he's been injured every year since then. But yes, he's still good and not as good. I don't want to see him go. Yeah, he doesn't want to see him go though. Bertrand says, Vincey, this is the Euros. Why are you trying to depress the Arsenal fan?
Bertram, you know me, man. Bertram, you know me. I have to keep it real. You know, many people turn around and say, "Well, you can't be functional with if you're not winning the possession stats," and it's showing. It's showing. You know, it's not about that. It's about what you do with the ball.
I was trying to be polite, Bertram.
And Bertrand says, Andy, we need a team. I've been saying that for months. I've gone on record to say this Arsenal team is just trash for quality. We've got the worst midfield in the league, and we've got deficiencies everywhere. We need a goalie, we need a right back, we need a central midfielder and an attacking midfielder, and we need a striker. It's just crazy.
And a backup left back.
You had one of the best goalies in the league, and you sold him for 18 million.
I know, dumb. And it all went wrong from there, Andy.
Don't care how many times Arsenal fans don't want to hear it.
It all went wrong from there, Andy. All went wrong from there.
Well, I think it was going wrong before then.
Definitely.
No, they were fine before then.
Giving Aubameyang 350 grand a week, giving Ozil 300 grand a week, giving Willian 270 grand a week.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Andy.
And all that time
Andy, you're bringing up nightmares now.
Andy's bringing some great hairs into the stream, man.
Brilliant.
Kieran says Spurs do need to make some signings this transfer, and I think they made the most important signing in bringing Nuni. I'm going to call him Nuni now because that's what everybody is calling him at Arsenal as a manager. That's the most important signing, mate. So I think Spurs are off to a flyer. Kieran says, are you going to be streaming when England's playing tomorrow? Yes, we'll be here cheering on England and bigging up everybody in the chat as always.
And extra time's over. I told you.
Penalties, baby.
I said it in the first half. I said that this was going to end in penalties.
Vincey, get your oxygen machine ready and just
listen, how close was Spain? I mean,
I think Vincey's going to do an Emma Raducanu on us.
Is he reaching for a bag? Is he reaching for a bag?
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. That's what you need.
All right, okay. I thought he was reaching for a bag there.
Blood pressure. I'm getting them all.
Right. Good. Yep.
I should have put a bet on this. I should have put a $5 on this.
Wow. I'm proud of Italy. I'm really, you know what? This is what I like. You know, football. You give your all. You lay it out there, and walk away with whatever happens. That's what I want. You know, I want my teams to fight. I don't want no foolishness being played. And both teams went for it. Best team win.
What England need to do tomorrow now is win in 90 minutes, and then they've got a big chance.
Right, let's see what
Score early, manage the game, win in 90 minutes.
This is going to be tense. I thought Vincey was reaching for a bag. Let me show you something. In American sports, we've got things called bagheads. And bagheads, when your team is bad, yeah, all of you who support American sports know what I'm talking about. When your team is bad, we've got a Detroit Lions fan here with an 0-16. They went through a season without winning a game. And we call them bagheads. Too embarrassed to show your face for the team that you support. We call them bagheads. So I thought Vincey was reaching for the bag there, but it's not too late.
Apollo, you know I know nothing about gridiron. Is the Detroit Lions, are they an American football team?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Not baseball or basketball or something like that.
No, American football's actually the bagheads. It originated from American football. That's where they first came out, and then we've seen them in various leagues all over the world. Big shout out to Tony. Tony, it's penalties now, so you can come and join us.
What's up, Tony?
He's going to come and join us for the stream, Tony. So It's a shame we missed you today. A lot of fun. Great game, Tony. Absolutely great game. We're just waiting for the penalty to happen. Andrew, what time you call this? What time you call this, Andrew? You just get out of bed? Nice to see you, Andrew.
How are you, man?
Andrew says Spain will prevail. Andrew says Spain will prevail.
Italy.
So
we're going with Italy.
Sorry.
After 2 absorbing hours, guys, we are going to penalties. So I'm just going to get my banner ready to make sure that I'm more up to speed, but I trust.
Chiellini looks like one of the mob in like a mafia film, doesn't he? He's like one of the guys that the bosses get to do the dirty work, throw him in the back of the car and dig him up somewhere and near the motorway.
And Andrew, somebody was with Ebony. It was her mum, and we waved her mum hello to make sure that she knows that Ebony's getting looked after. We've had to give 18 a slap on the hand a couple of times, but he's been bathing himself today, so that's cool. Tony says he's enjoying the game. It has been a fantastic game. Hard to see whether the one tomorrow will beat it, but I don't really care. This is what we want. We want to be entertained, and I'm just glad we got at least one semi-final to be a classic, and it's still not over yet. It's going to be hard to follow this one for England fans. Andrew says, "I'm all right then. All right then. Okay, yeah, mummy looking after us, man. Mummy Ebony looking after us in the street." Of course.
Here we go. The first Italian penalty.
Locatelli.
Get it at the back of the net.
Yes,
I will cook for you.
Number 5. Unai Simon in goal.
You know that walk to the penalty spot must be one of the longest walks ever.
Yeah. You guys have got commentary on this because I'm behind, so I'm on. I'm on your lead at the moment.
Right. Okay. Locatelli's up for Italy
with a really bad hairstyle. He's taking
that 1980s wet look.
Let's take this home.
Look.
Andy says not enjoying Kane playing himself into a move.
Oh! He saves.
Tony, my man of the match was me. I think me and Andy both went for Pedri. Vinci went for Jorginho. Neomis and Ebony haven't called their man of the match yet.
I would have gone with a joint one because I couldn't
decide. Because one of the goalkeepers could be man of the match in the next 2 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true. But for me, I had Chiesa and Pedri as my 2 joint man of the matches.
Good save.
I didn't have any. I just didn't have any. It's too hard to call.
Oh, Danny Olmo now. Danny Olmo with
and that was
Danny Olmo's over the bar.
Oh, he goes over the bar. The literal cluster.
Jesus Christ!
These lot are just terrible. England will love this with whoever they face.
England need to pipe it down a little bit because they take anything for granted.
What is going on, guys? I'm trying to type the results here, but what is going on?
All right,
I'll tell you what's going on. No one can take a penalty properly.
Yeah, the Italians are playing around now. We've got Bellatoli coming up.
But why don't you just go straight through the middle?
Belotti.
Sorry, Belotti. Belotti.
Come on, Belotti.
He's going to smash it.
And it does.
Bang! Italian 1. There we go.
Guys, who scored?
Belotti.
Yeah.
Okay, cheers. You got to fill me in. Remember, I'm behind you, and I got to type all the stuff on
the right way.
But a powerful penalty to the bottom left.
Okay, right. I got to type this up on the screen so everyone in the chat can see. Okay, there we go. We're up.
Okay, Morata.
No. That Gerard Moreno.
Gerard, sorry.
Unai Emery's Gerard Moreno. Europa League winner Gerard Moreno.
Spain. Here we go.
Here we go.
Great penalty by Belotti.
Oh! He's
Sorry, top right.
It was sort of in the mid. It was sort of like 2/3 across the goal. Keeper got a good hand.
Yeah.
Guys, you're not going to believe this. Please don't laugh at me, but they're still playing on my screen.
You said you not would laugh.
Yeah, they're still.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
you're
still
lying.
Apollo,
You press pause, man.
Turn it off and just listen to us.
BBC One
Just
Apollo,
listen
you
to
press
us.
pause, man. Don't
On-
try.
on
You
your-
press pause.
All right, Italy are up next.
Was that Vinci in the Belgian accent there? I do nearly.
2-1 Italy.
He was slipping
Oh,
into it, and then he just.
Yes.
2-1 Italy. Bonucci.
Bonucci, yeah.
With the second. There we go.
Right, who was it? Sorry, I'm typing this.
Bonucci, centre back.
Goalkeeper goes the wrong way.
I can't believe they're still actually playing the game on my
I
television.
can't believe that, Apollo.
Right.
How is it happening?
I'm in the 36th minute and 15 seconds.
No, Apollo, press reset. Because that's more than a minute behind.
We'll keep you updated. We'll keep you updated.
Oh, okay. I'm
Okay,
just
2-2.
What a penalty from Thiago.
Cheeky bugger. Look at him.
Oh, mate, that's a cheeky quality penalty.
Who scored?
Thiago.
Yeah,
All right, I'll put that up now.
I love taking penalties. Absolutely loved it. No pressure. Left or right foot. One step. Loved it.
Oh, Benedeschi coming in.
About
Number
to take
20.
it.
Benedeschi needs to score this.
It's all on the keeper. You know, keeper's got the.
I know,
Right.
but still.
Yeah, guys, hold on. We're supposed to be playing 30 minutes
Top
of.
bins, top right.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Penalty.
Clinical.
We're supposed to be playing 30 minutes of extra time, and they're playing 37 minutes and 15 seconds here. They're still
What?
playing. What's going
Yeah,
on?
I think you're playing FIFA, man.
Guys, 7 minutes of extra time.
I like Andrew's comment. Apollo paid
Apollo, there
TV
wasn't
license.
7 minutes extra time.
That's ridiculous.
I don't know what's going on your screen.
It's probably
There's
cramped.
Morata.
Morata's coming forward. It's 3-2 Italy.
I bet he's going to be a bottle job.
Apollo,
Morata's
No, he's
gonna
not.
pull up.
Oh,
This
And
is
it's
it.
saved as well.
Hey,
Oh,
Morata's
I
missed.
knew it. I told you he's a bottle job.
I
He's a
should've listened
bottle
to you.
job.
I should've listened
Italians
to you.
are up.
I'm telling you, Italy.
If Italy score now, it's all over.
are going to win on penalties.
Morata's a bottle job.
No, but the goalkeeper went the right way though. So
who scored, guys? Who scored? Morata.
No one.
Save.
Morata's missed.
No,
Morata
come on
missed.
now. That penalty had no conviction to it. None.
3-2 to Italy, Apollo, not 2-2.
Oh,
That's it.
all right.
Morata missed.
Yeah, I put saved. I put saved.
Oh, Lord. And here comes the penalty
he's
king
got
from
to score
Chelsea.
this. He's got to score this.
Jorginho to win it for Italy.
I told you.
Lord.
I told you Italy are going to do it on penalties. I told you.
I've never seen Vinci this quiet before.
He's nervous. Oh,
Vinci,
Oh,
get ready to
lucky.
make some noise. Make some
yes,
noise, Vinci.
Italy.
Wow.
Jorginho gets it. Coach and staff are on the pitch.
So that's
England
like
England on the final.
Man of the match, Jorginho.
Oh my God.
The rebirth
Well,
is back.
I should have put a bet on
Italy.
it.
God.
Oh, it's beautiful. Love it. Love it. Absolutely love it. And what better man can do it is Mancini, man. So proud for him.
Guys, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to leave you now, yeah? Nice
All
to
right.
see you.
Cheers,
Cheers,
Andy.
Andy.
See, Andy.
See you next time. See you tomorrow.
All the
if you
best,
want.
Andy. All right, nice one, mate.
I need to go, otherwise I'm going to get divorced.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Take it easy, mate.
All right,
Take care,
cheers. Nice
bro.
one, Andy. Thanks for joining us.
Take care, guys.
Bro.
See you later.
Nice.
Bye.
See you later, mate. Andy says, pay the license. I do, mate. It's just that my television is in the front room in the office here. I don't have a live television feed, so I'm using my Xbox to stream BBC iPlayer. And that's the way how the cookie crumbles. Guys, something really weird happened to my stream. It went from extra time into the end of the first half. And I didn't even touch it. So I've just gone back to the live stream and now it's showing everything again.
Okay.
That was stupid. I've missed all the penalties, by the way. I haven't even seen a single one.
Spain, after all their hard work,
Wow.
after their pressing, their bossing of midfield.
So guys, you've got the conch because I missed the penalty. I didn't see any one of them. So you guys have got the conch, man.
Well, all I can say is that Italy took their penalties well, apart from the first one. But Spain, I mean, Morata, I mean, you can't really say that he's a bottle job because the goalkeeper went the right way.
Oh, he's got to put that away. It lacked any conviction. Like it looked like Morata most of the game. Like no confidence. You pick us there was no power in that. He's got to do better than that.
Yeah, but the last Italian penalty, there was no power in that either. But
no, but that's because Jorginho is Jorginho. Because I hate the way how he takes penalties. Like
I think when it comes down to penalties, you've got to have a technique of how you're going to try and psych out the goalkeeper. It's not so much about the case of connecting with the ball; it's about psyching out the keeper. So I understand what Nermis was saying in regards to Morata's bottle job, because looking at the way how he shapes, it just didn't look like he wanted to.
Yeah,
it was a convincing penalty, and that's the first thing you've got to do, especially as a striker, to be convincing. He just looked nonchalant.
The whole of the Italian squad, Mancini included.
Man, I'm just bursting right now because it's been a long road back for Italy. You don't understand. It's been a huge long road back. Not making the last World Cup. Finals now.
So if England beat Denmark tomorrow, which I hope they don't, England are going to find it difficult against Italy.
Karen says, wow, Italy in the finals. 18 says, Vinci is so happy. Wifey going to be happy tonight. Andrew says he deserves better. The abuse and the family it will receive now is unacceptable. He's talking about Morata, I believe. There's
no reason for that. Really, there's no reason for that. That's true.
People are going to lay into him, and unfortunately, that's because football fans tend to be idiots.
It's like, do you remember that Colombian player that got killed?
Yeah, Escobar.
In '94, Escobar.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, man. Boy. I said to the guys at the start of the tournament, I thought the Euros would be too soon, but you're going to see a rebirth of Italian football. So I expected us to get to the final, maybe not win it, but looking and seeing how things are shaping up and the way how the team's playing, I'm looking forward to the World Cup next year. I really am. Really looking forward to the World Cup.
Kieran says, do you play FIFA? I used to play FIFA a long time ago, bro. I was a FIFA champ. I was so good at FIFA, I retired. And I played Madden, and I was so good at Madden that I retired. And I haven't played, in fact, I don't actually play sports games on the consoles anymore. I just play Destiny. At the moment, I'm playing Outriders because it's so good. But yeah, I'm normally on Destiny 2, so I haven't touched it. I was a FIFA champ from 1989 to 2007, and the same with Madden. Madden, I was just killing it. I used to have events in my house back in the 90s where we'd get like 10 guys in my house. We'd set up a TV upstairs, 2 TVs downstairs, and we'd have games constantly going on, and we would do a league. We would just do like a board and have a league table. So it was just brilliant how we used to run things. But, you know, we got that idea from the Americans, because the Americans, that's what they do. They all have sort of tailgating parties and FIFA parties and Madden parties. And I used to do that back in the 90s when I was at Wembley, when I was living at Wembley. Osman, I hope you are doing well. It says, I hope this doesn't mean Jorginho wins the Luna d'Or when Italy win on Sunday. Yeah, me and Vinci were saying that Arsenal were trying to sign him in February, in the new year, in January. And I don't know whether they're still in for the player. I haven't heard anything personally. I don't think they're in for him. I think they've learned their lesson from Willian. And most of the players that Arsenal are signing are under the age of 23.
Which is a good thing in a way, because
they can develop them. Yeah.
They can develop and they can, have sell-on clause or sell-on.
They'll be worth money. Yeah, they'll be. I mean, I'm hearing that Guendouzi, because they dropped it to 10 million. I heard he's got a 50% sell-on clause in his contract. So if Real Madrid pay 50 million for him, Arsenal are getting 25 million.
So Guendouzi is definitely gone then?
It's gone. Yeah, it's gone. Kieran said just subscribed. Cheers, thanks for that, Kieran. And remember, when the season starts, we do a Premiership show every Friday. Would love to hear your banter and everything. Talk about Spurs, win, lose or draw, and you can cheer your boys on and support Andy. Because Andy's gonna defend you lot and shout out Spurs at the top of the chain. So yeah, I've been looking forward to that. Player versus what's his player? Now I don't know whether that's a player as in gaming or a player because you was an OG, yeah. But he said good luck surviving England. I hear that, man. It's going to be tough for England. Andrew says when social distancing ends, there will be some games played. Well, social distancing going in maybe a week. Is it? What's the date?
19th of July.
Yeah. So social distancing soon done. And to be honest with you, it was kind of done for weeks because if you go out and see the shopping centers and the traffic and everything, that shit was done a long time ago.
Can I just ask one question? With the Guendouzi debacle or incident, whatever you want to call it, who do people blame?
I think everybody is. I blame Arteta because it's something a manager should have sorted. But I think fans have been fairly even on both of them. Fans are saying, look, the player shouldn't have done what he did and then should have apologized. And then the manager should have managed him better through the process. So I think everybody's got to take... You can't... Guendouzi was one of the most talented players in Europe. Every top team had identified him. When he got into the French team, they were saying, this guy's going to be one of the best players in Europe. And they all went downhill. And I remind everybody, in the season when Emery got sacked, we were third place after 8 games. And in those 8 games, Guendouzi got 4 man of the matches. He was dominant. He was our best midfielder by far. He was the only one running over to the sidelines, getting instructions from the managers. At 19 years old, he was dictating the team's shape, dictating our formations, telling players where to go. He was a leader at 19 years old.
He was supposed to be Xhaka's replacement. And I think everybody saw that in him from when he first came.
Yeah, I mean, Xhaka couldn't even clean his boots, to be honest with you. He was our best midfielder. And
we got rid of him.
And that season that Torreira had, the game against Spurs when we beat them 4-2, Liverpool 1-1 at the Emirates. Torreira got man of the match in both those games. And then the season after, Emery decided to play him at top in the diamond. And then the injuries, and then he just wasn't playing in his defensive midfielder position again. And then with Arteta, obviously that didn't work because he weren't Arteta's guy. So, yeah, man. I mean,
I think Unai Emery didn't know what. I mean, he was too much of a tinker person. So
he was already excelling at defensive midfielder. Why did you have to move him from there? I mean, Torreira reminded me of one of them Rockwilers where you just take the chain off and tell him to go fetch. Go get him, bite him up. Yeah, bite him. That was Torreira. Torreira was a dog let off on the leash. He was just in attack mode constantly. He was so good with his range. His vision was impeccable. His work ethic and the energy. He never stops running. Now we see that in El Nene, but Torreira was class because Torreira could actually pass the ball. He could take free kicks, set pieces. He wasn't able to show his stuff at Arsenal, and we killed him.
But why? The thing is, you say that under Emery, but why couldn't he do that under Arteta? Because he only played maybe 2-3 times under Arteta.
Because he was injured, wasn't he? So a lot of people kind of lost their positions because of injuries. And to be honest with you, which I said to you guys all along about Saliba, they're not Arteta's guy. Arteta was scouting players when he was with Pep at Man City. Arteta's got a book with the players that he would like to play in his system. And you come and take over a team that has been failing for years, failing themselves, failing the fan base, failing all the managers. There is no way. Arteta coming into Arsenal, there's probably one thing that Josh Kroenke told him to do, and that's get rid of the deadwood. Find out who the troublemakers, find out who the people that are slacking and not pulling their weight, and get rid of them. That's probably what Josh and Vinay told Arteta, and that's what Arteta's been doing. Since day one, Arteta's just been taking no crap. He's not been taking any crap.
Well, if the reason why they sold Guendouzi and Saliba was because of behavior, at least based from the outside looking in, then I can understand that, because some of the things that's been happening, well, with Guendouzi, the Brighton thing, like we know all about that. Like you can't do that. Yeah. He didn't want to fall in line, and the Saliba interviews, like I mean, they aren't exactly complimentary towards Arteta. It's quite clear he was putting it out there that there's an issue with him and that he doesn't like the manager. Same thing with Maitland-Niles. And look what he did to Aubameyang. There's one thing, people say I defend Arteta too much, but you know, I hear a lot of things that goes on at the training ground. And one thing that is abundantly clear, which I've said a few times on my videos, which is there's a culture problem at Arsenal. And when people was asking for Arteta to be sacked at Christmas, I was like, what's the point? Because you're going to get another manager who's going to come in, and then that, you know what that does? That means the players win. Yeah? When you're able to get rid... Arteta is coming and bust heads together, and the players don't like it. So if Arteta gets sacked, guess what? The players get away scot-free. Yay! It's party time now. We can mess around and do the same shit.
And then if you get another manager, then that would upset the apple cart.
And that would upset the other manager, and we'd have had another manager sacked, and the revolving door goes around. So, look, Arteta, if you've heard him in a few interviews, now this is very careful, if you've heard him in 2 or 3 interviews where Arteta has said, I know what the problems are, we've identified them, and we're trying to work out the kinks. What he's trying to tell you is, we know who's been pissing around and who's been messing up this club. We know who the troublemakers are, and we are going to get rid of them. That's what he's essentially saying. And that doesn't happen overnight. It's not easy to get rid of players. And that's the reason why, look, you know, when people are asking for him to be sacked, I was like, no, keep him here, because if he's rooting out the problems, then that's what needs to be happening. We have a culture problem at the club. We have a serious, it runs so deep, it's infested into our results. Yeah, you only have to look at Baku. you only have to look at the 2 games against Villarreal to see that these guys have a culture problem. Where's the performance? So you know what?
But then also you got to remember Arteta's tinkering. You know, some of his selections. You know, we cannot forget the false 9.
Oh yeah, and he takes that on board, and I liked it. I've been looking for him to own up to that, and at the time he wasn't. But when the season ended, he said we have to improve, and I have to improve as a manager. And when he said that, I was like,
fair enough.
That's all we need to hear. Because what you guys have to remember is, I'm a manager as well, and just like me, I have to report to my boss. So when I mess up, I got to tell my boss what's going on. And Arteta's got to report to Vinay and Edu. So when things don't go right, he's got to explain himself. So, you know, they've got to keep on nurturing him and that's the only thing I said, you know, the owners have been putting money into the club. They've been backing the team. Fair enough. I've got nothing against them. But where they have gone wrong is they've put Vinay's inexperienced in his role. Edu is a first-time technical director, inexperienced in his role. Arteta, new manager, inexperienced in his role. So they've got a bunch of inexperienced people in the front office running one of the biggest clubs in Europe. That's the Kroenkes. That's them. So when I have anything bad to say against the owners, that's it. But in saying that, if they get it right, they would have developed and honed their own talent. And they need to be applauded for that if it works. So only time will tell.
Yeah, I agree with that. We have to see what happens this season.
Yeah.
I hope that, you know, with the signings or signing, you know, whatever we get, I just hope that, you know, things improve. I hope that, you know, the fact that we're not in Europe, it just actually helps us to improve, so that because we will have less games next season. So therefore, that will be. I hope that's impetus to improve what we failed upon last season.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I would like to measure it on the wage bill. We had the fourth highest wage bill in the league, and it was 286 million a year. And part of the reason why COVID destroyed all the earnings and the revenues and everything, part of the reason why we took out the government 120 million loan was because we couldn't afford to pay the wages this season. So, you know, and many teams have had to try and source that. Some were lucky because the wages were low. But Arsenal were in a position where we don't generate as much money as Liverpool, Man United, and whatever. So we had to make it work somehow. And so we've got to try, and I think we're going to be losing more people than what we bring in. Let's put it that way. And if we get the wage bill, at the moment, the wage bill, from what I'm aware, is around 240. So with all the stuff with Ozil, Socrates, David Luiz, you know, all the names, Klasnach and whatever, we've managed to save off over 40 million a season. That's really good. You know, that's really good. That's nearly 20%. You've come into a team, and I'm talking about Edu now, Edu and Vinay. You come into a team now, and your front office has told the owners, look, guys, we've shaved 20% off our wage bill. If you can do another 10%, then it's job done.
Well, I completely agree. Let's start with Willian. And I think for me, if there was a priority signing to leave, him and Xhaka would be the ones. I don't have a problem with our defense. I know people keep talking about another right back, but I'm happy with Cedric. I don't think Callum Chambers is going anywhere unless he doesn't want to sign a new deal.
He's happy here. His agent he's happy. Callum Chambers is happy. Rob Holding's happy. The British core are happy. I don't know what's going on, and I don't actually know Smith Rowe's agent, so I've got no clue on terms of his contract or anything. I've not heard anything on him, so I'm in the dark on that one. But
there's talk about Aston Villa being interested, but you know,
and I don't know. Aston Villa are taking a piss because of what they did with Martinez. They're trolling us, and when they made the second bid, we told them he's not for sale, and we won't accept any more bids, and I don't know how true this third bid is. I don't believe they're making a third bid, but there's conversations that they are. And if they are, then that's really, they're taking a piss. They're doing that to Arsenal.
Basically, if that's true.
And what would concern me then is if they're making a third bid, then what exactly has Smith Rowe been talking to with his agent? Because they must be coming after him for a reason, right?
Exactly, because Smith Rowe was probably putting stuff out that is probably to say maybe Smith Rowe wants a better contract than he's been offered, and he's using Aston Villa for that. And that, you know what, that's fair, because I think his contributions for the past season have been incredible. And he shouldn't be on like some small time wage. Like what I hear stories about, like Saka was on like 30-40 grand. Like he should be on more. I know there's a wage structure that we have to follow, but you have to keep in mind that he's probably going to be our starting number 10 unless we change.
I mean, that wage structure, they're broken because when you're 18 to 21, you're only supposed to be on 30, and guys, Saka's on 40, so is Balogun, Martinelli's on 90. So already there, whatever wage structure they had in for that sort of first contract or second contract is gone. You know, and Smith, the problem with Smith Rowe was he was supposed to be coming in and taking that number 8 role off Aaron Ramsey, as I've been talking about for the last 2 years, and then you go and get Odegaard. So, and now you're looking for another player. So Smith Rowe's probably thinking, so what? Aren't I going to be starting?
Hey, that's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Then you got to ask Joe Willock, where is he going to fit into that? I'd love to see all of them stay.
I think they will stay. But it's down to how the manager utilizes them.
Yeah, the only one that concerns me is Smith Rowe because of the activity I'm seeing from Villa. Why are they coming in for him in that fashion after being turned down? It's almost as if his agent has said, "Look, I'm open to offers," and that could only be
wouldn't be
coming from
surprised.
Yeah.
Apollo, I wouldn't be surprised. I think, but I think that's like any normal person, you know. Like, where Arsenal made the mistake is at the beginning. This time last year, Smith Rowe, Nketiah, Nelson, they all should have been given new deals. Like, you could have played around with the length of it and what you wanted to give to them, but there's no way we should have been in this position. Like, Smith Rowe showed that he was a talented enough youngster on his loan. I think it was a Huddersfield last season before last, that, you know, he deserved an improved contract.
Yeah, we've got Rwinda says Arteta said it's going to get worse before it gets better. Yeah, he knows the situation. He's the man in control, and he knows exactly what it is. And look, we've known from day one that this was going to take 6 transfer windows. And what we've seen from the fans over the first 18 months of his tenure is pure frustration. Not so much the first 6 months, because that was brilliant, but the fans of, you know, papering cracks over the walls broken, the walls dropped down, the walls busted up, and the fans have been dealt a dose of reality. So we have to understand there's only one way to change the situation. Andrew's saying Xhaka ain't going nowhere. His performances at the Euro has secured another contract. No. Well, then if he stays, welcome to mediocrity and welcome to 8th place. He's not staying. That's as good as we're going to get with Xhaka in the team. Kuke says the Smith Rowe deal is worrying.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So Vinci is elated at the moment. He's happy. I know he's not smiling there, but believe me, I know him. He's happy. Italy are through to the final, guys. And will they play England or Denmark? This is going to build. It's going to be building up to be one heck of a Euros. Italy have reached their 10th major tournament final.
Say something, Vinci.
No, I'm just listening to the panel talk about Arsenal, and it's concerning. You know, I'm trying to stay positive. I know this is a long haul rebuild, but I did say the moment Arsenal started going to get Odegaard on loan last season, it's going to have an effect on the younger players, showing that actually the manager doesn't have the confidence in them for them to take things further. And, you know, as you've alluded to with Neomis, there's got to be something deeper as to why Villa keep coming back. And it's not just paper talk. There's got to be something. You know, does the player? Fans can think one thing, but does the player think that Arteta actually does believe that Smith Rowe can be that player that Arsenal need? Because if he does, then he probably wouldn't have gone out and got Odegaard. You know, he probably would have felt more confident that, you know what, Smith Rowe's going to be this talisman moving forward. They're going to build a team around me. I'm going to be that Ozil type of player who's going to link up. And he hasn't felt that way. So yeah, it's going to be concerning moving forward, testing times for us to hope that he doesn't need to go to Villa. But you know, just going back tonight, you know, this is what I've been saying. This is what I was saying to Tom Ashton. You know, it's not about this 4-2-1-3 whatever. You know what I mean? It's about having a system that the players can actually play and are comfortable playing. You can play a game of football without having the majority of the possession if you're disciplined, you're organized, and you're clinical. And as an huge Italian football fan,
look at the questions there.
I'm just
Vincito, yeah. Is Vinci married to an Italian?
She's my wife's. She had a dream about marrying an Italian, and she's been blessed.
Yeah, she's been blessed with one
to get me. You know what I mean? Because I'm probably
you're the closest thing to it.
Yeah, man. It's I just love the rebirth, and to see it done with kids. And tomorrow's game is another example of a rebirth. England have it. I'm proud to be watching England games. Before I wouldn't be interested, because
me too.
I don't tolerate boring football. But
I haven't watched them for 6 years before this tournament.
Yeah.
What, England?
It's not boring watching Southgate's England, because he's got the right players, he's got the right mix, and he's just got to make the right decision based on the opponent who he's going to pick. So, fans, it's coming home. Be confident tomorrow, and don't be boastful, but be confident, because you're in a good chance to get through to the next stage and to get to the final. And whoever wins is going to be a great final.
Agreed. Ashik, it's good to see you, Ashik. Ashik said, hey, haven't been active here. Back for ages, and good to see you, Apollo, and the other panel. Yeah, I'm sorry I've been away for 6 months, but COVID recovery does take a very, very long time. COVID pneumonia, and I'm suffering from dysphagia at the moment now. So it's just a whole list of complications that I've had to deal through. But I'm fighting, and I'm on the up. So that's why I'm back here, and you guys are supporting me. Sometimes I've been struggling. The panel's been amazing, and you guys in the chat have been fantastic. And I've been away for 6 months. I know my views are down, but a lot of views are down in the Arsenal base as a whole for YouTubers, because the team hasn't been doing well. I was getting 1,000 views plus per video, and now I'm lucky if I get 200. But it just means I've got to sort of build it back up from the base again. And to be honest, we cater for the people who want to hear about football, who want to be a part of our 101 community. So I don't really care if we had one person listening, So, appreciate the confidence you've had in the YouTube channel, my friend. And thanks, and wonderful to see you again, Ashek. Andrew said Bakayo Saka. Yes, he did man. Rawinder saying Smith Rowe really happy with Arteta, can tell you this much. Yeah, he is. And he was the reason for the turn of our events in the new year and having the second best record from January. So Arsenal are not going to sell him. It doesn't matter. I mean, I know I've gone on record to say that I would accept 70 million for him. And that's because I can use that money and go and buy Madison and go and do some foolishness with it. But at the end of the day, if Smith Rowe, I believe, and I've said this even before you guys were giving him respect. 2 or 3 years ago, I said he's going to be the new Ramsey. I never stopped saying it. I said he was, going to follow up being the best player in preseason when we were in Singapore and Asia. That was three years ago. And I stand by what I saw from him there, because the talent in the young man is impeccable. So, yeah, man, it's going to happen for him. Yeah. So, guys, we'll be back tomorrow. And I just said cheeky bit for Harry Kane. So we'll be back tomorrow, guys, and join us for the England-Denmark game. We'll be here 8 o'clock, and let's hope that we can, at this point in time, be having smiles on our face and a wonderful conversation, and looking forward to be playing
Denmark.
Yeah, I know. Listen to her putting her mouth on it.
I gotta keep it real, man. It's a tough game, man. They're gonna be well up for this.
They've got Schmeichel in goal.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, man. Any closing comments from you guys, Neomis?
For me, I honestly don't mind who wins for tomorrow's game. I just hope it's an entertaining game like what we saw tonight. For me, tonight's game just had everything. Had the drama. Like it was like watching a nice film with a great ending, and then to see one of our own just completely ecstatic on the stream. and Vinci. Like that's what it's all about. Tomorrow, I honestly feel England will go to extra time. They'll win it 1-0, and that'll be it. And then we'll get to a final where that's where we're gonna see things. That's where we're gonna see things.
For me, I just want England to do it the right way, and they're doing it. And that, for me, you've been dreaming that England can play football the way they're doing, and not knocking down these nations, the big nations, and they're doing it. And I can't believe that we say it's actually coming home. You actually feel confident. It's not this braggadocious way of actually, we invented the game of football, so we deserve to win it. You actually feel that actually England deserve to win the tournament. And that is a good feeling. They're doing it the right way. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I just want them to continue in the same vein and no injuries. That's what just have no injuries, go out there, do the business, and play the final. That's what you play this game for, man.
And Ebony, the one thing that I saw today was when both teams put their subs on the pitch, it had no effect whatsoever. And we talked about England's plan B being the best. England's got the best bench in the tournament.
Yeah, that's actually quite surprising, really, because I mean, if you look at the Spanish bench and the Italian bench, you'd actually hope that you'd be like, wow, oh my god. But I mean, if today's game is anything to go by, yes, it was full of excitement. Yes, Spain had all the chances. Yes, they won the battle of the midfield. Yes, they moved the ball a lot quicker than Italy. And I knew that Italy at some point were going to score, and it will be a counter attack on the counter. You could just see it. And that's because Spain just, I don't know if they were complacent or they just fell asleep at the back. But today's game, to be honest, it's been the best game of the tournament.
Yeah,
it has, and that's because in the beginning both teams were cancelling each other out, and you could see the intensity. It's like every time, but I have to be honest and say that Italy, their possession was poor in a lot of cases for me.
Yeah, and that's what happens though when you play Spain. You're going to give up 70% of possession, and it's how you deal with it, which would bring you home. And they dealt with it really, really well. They dealt with it. They had their game plan, and a lot of teams now are starting to figure Barcelona out in Liga, as well as as what's happening with Man City in our league. Because look, Man City, but they got beaten up this season. They walked the Premiership in the end, but you look at them early games when they were getting thrown to the lambs, and Leicester beat them 5-2, and
Wolves beat them as well.
Yeah, and they were struggling to score goals because they had no answer when Aguero got injured. So they teams were roughing them up at the beginning. So
and now Aguero has gone to Barcelona.
Yeah.
So,
guys,
I was just going to say that I do agree when Naomi said that tomorrow's game isn't going to be as exciting as this one tonight. I don't think it will be. I think it will be an entertaining game, but there just won't be that pizzazz as we saw tonight.
My only worry for tomorrow is if Denmark do a job on Sterling, who else is going to stand up? Because that guy's
Grealish.
But somebody else has to stand. Somebody else has to stand up. Sterling has just been solid this tournament.
I think Saka will start tomorrow.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think he'll start.
It would be nice to see him play.
Yeah, I mean that first half against Germany when Saka and Sterling just absolutely destroyed them. Yeah, I mean I can't.
Big call if he starts. Big call. I wouldn't think he would, but the big call if he does.
Yeah, I think so. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow at 7:55. We'll talk about the team sheet 5 minutes before the game, and then we'll kick off and bring you the England game. Peace, guys. Italy are through. Who are they going to meet, Denmark or England? Sweet to see you.
Later.
Bring it home, England. Bring it home.